Welcome to the Custom Culture Blast-Off podcast, where we dive into the world of custom art, cars, bikes, and the unique vibe of the Custom Culture Blast-Off Festival. Right, how are we doing, everyone? And welcome to episode 9
Fucking hell.
of the KKBO podcast.
Nearly double figures.
I know, yeah. 10's going to be a special one. But yeah, how are we doing, everyone? And, oh, god damn it. Never going to live this down. And yeah, we've got loads coming up today. We've got loads to talk about. Things that we've got booked in for the show, etc. The new flyers and artwork. And we've also got a special guest, Bex, who does the airbrushing, Bex Denton. Amazing artist. I say amazing artist a lot. You run out of words, but yeah, they are incredible.
There she is.
Yeah, she is a really talented airbrusher. And when you see like the level of detail, you know when it just goes above and beyond, like they're putting highlights in that are like a mil in diameter, and it doesn't look like a lot, but when you stand back and look at it, it's like holy shit, you know. So yeah, she's that level of artist, and we're really looking forward to her coming and joining us. So yeah, how you boys been?
Yeah. We've also got an update on the Dixon scenario. They've acknowledged.
That we exist.
They've acknowledged it. I think I sent you guys a WhatsApp, didn't I?
Yeah.
He's seen it.
I mean, we could do the whole like I could look like I was going to behead you if they don't, and then we could soundbite it like beg for it, and then I'll stand above you with a blade or whatever.
Yeah, we might get a different fan base doing that, but I mean, it's either that or Josh just tattoos the Dixon logo on me. And, they've got to take notice.
Yeah, that's that. Well, surely, yeah.
Just right on my chest where it'd be on the shirt.
Right, Dixon.
Yeah,
Look
Dixon.
into this man's eyes.
Yeah, he's even got socks on today.
Look.
Dixon socks.
You got to put your feet on the table and we'll.
Yeah.
I will not be ignored.
I'm really trying to go for a sponsorship with Ann Summers, but they're not getting back to me, to be honest with you.
It's because you're always fully clothed. You need to show some flesh.
Oh yeah, I'll come out in my leathers. Hang on, we'll skip to an ad break.
Oh, it's descended quickly, hasn't it?
Yeah, we'd get censored on YouTube for that, I tell you. But yeah, so you went to Cromford Car Night. That sounds interesting. We haven't asked you about it yet because we've been saving it for this. But come on, tell us all about it. How did it go
what
down?
A show, man! Seriously, it's. I did a video about it and basically said everyone needs to go to it. It's put on by a club called the Drivers Collection. Alex and the team there, and it's a beautiful location. Cromford Mills, like really cool, like English heritage site. I was saying to Josh in the car that I think it was 1,600 people applied.
Oh, so you did speak about it without me?
Well, yeah, we do. Yeah, we go through all sorts.
Got to drive over and then get in the van and then drive with us.
Yeah, we said we've got to put a camera in the van because we always talk about it. It could be a separate podcast.
It could be, isn't it?
But yeah, there was I think it was 1,700 entries and 270 cars got picked. So the quality of the cars is unreal. They had 3 of the 8 RWB Porsches there. There's 4 Ferraris on air riding the country. They had 3 of them. And just the mix of cars is unreal. Really nice show because they don't let too many people in on the day, and so it's nice and chilled, and it's not like you shouldering into people and stuff like that. Really well put on. Credit to the organisers.
I guess when you get a big crowd, then you start having people leaning on your cars. And
it's
feel like
just
they can get away with more because they're hidden in the crowd, don't they?
Well, I think the Drivers Collection is kind of founded on respect for the drivers and the cars, the builders and the cars. So there's a lot of it's a really nice chilled out event. So basically, it's 4 till about 9. It's like an evening event. Just really cool. I mean, I would say to anyone to go because there's going to be something there. You've got a hot rod next to a race tuned Panda in front of a. I think Mercedes, the smaller version of the Grosser on air ride, which is then next to a Ferrari on air ride. It's like the mix of stuff is unreal.
Yeah.
And again, really cool, chilled out show. And not to toot my own horn, but a car I worked on won Best of Show. So.
Nice.
Well, there's a few there, weren't you? You're saying there was.
Yeah. Well, the lay and play people were there, the low riders. They're basically like lay and play are British lowriding, basically. I don't think it's hyperbole to say that. They've got a hand in all the British lowriders, or nearly all of them. So there was 4 of them that I've done work on. 2 were full car jobs.
Yeah.
The Best in Show, I painted up the tank on there. The Panda I was on about, I did a race livery.
Yeah. I remember you saying
And I think there was a few more, yeah. So it's really cool show, good opener, and I'd say my favourite one day event already.
Yeah. So what were they doing? Like, how did they keep it chill? What was the?
I think I think it's respect for the people, the cars and the owners, and let's say there's only 270 cars and they're nicely spread out. They kind of curate them quite well and place them quite well, so it's not just rows of cars, because it's not a square site, so you can do something a bit more interesting. They've got 3 different sites. There's a woods site, which is quite cool, and there's a lot of kind of I wouldn't say second level stuff, but you've got your kind of a lot of show car type stuff in the mill, and then you've got the wharf on the other side of the road, which has got other stuff there, and it's just really well set out. They've thought about setting it out. I mean, the same reason that we've took on Highway 63, because we need someone to think about that stuff for us, because we haven't got time. We just kind of, well, exactly what we did last year, just kind of hope it sorts itself out, and it kind of does. But
which, it did. It was an semblance of a show feel.
Yeah. But I think with this is they space everything out, and they'll put like 100 tickets on the gate, and then 100 people go in. They'll kind of gauge it, see how full it's getting, see who's leaving, and then they'll say, "Oh, release another 100 tickets." And there's always people waiting to come in, because it's that kind of show. It's something to aspire to. Just a different. It's kind of different to what we do, but it's kind of a piece, because there's a vibe there. I would say, without sounding too kind of arty-farty, is that there's a certain vibe to it.
So how did you do, like, business wise?
Not bad, yeah. I mean, I made a bit of money and basically covered my fuel, and it was a lot of like stuff like this.
Networking.
Yeah. The stuff like this is talking to people and just saying, "Oh yeah, I can do that for you. I can do this." And it's also nice to sell things, because I've just had a fella in Northern Irish fella who's just sent me a photo of one of my saws on his garage wall,
nice.
Which is cool to see. I love to see where stuff ends up. But other than that, it's just like you say, it's networking and just talking to people, enjoying the show as well. Because I do. Luckily, I have Sharon with me, so she'll kind of hold the fort. And
you can go look around.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So good night. Yeah, really.
Yeah, awesome. Night. Yeah, we'll have to try and get down there at some point.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to get us down there. I mean, if we could. I'm going to try and get I'd love to take my van to the next level and get it in, but to be honest, the competition is very, very stiff.
Yeah, but
it's worth a try.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I got to do a trophy.
Did you not take the van with you then?
I took the van with me, but yeah, I basically went in early, unloaded, and kind of parked it in the car park.
Oh, did they get you to park it up?
Yeah, and I thought about it, saying, "No, I'm not moving. I'm choke car now."
Yeah,
but no, they're not having it.
Well, if you lift the bonnet up, then
Oh God, no, I don't want them seeing that. But yeah, I got to do a trophy. My trophy went to a fella that had Toyota Starlet tuned to 800 brake.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah. It was scary. It basically, you looked in the engine bay and it was a turbo with a little engine attached. It was unreal. Yeah. So that was
turbo lag on that though.
Oh yeah. I mean,
when it gets there, it's like
it looks terrifying.
Style,
yeah. That was the Sunday Driver Award, so that's what the organisers would most like to have a drive in.
Right.
I mean, whether it'd be a very short drive, kind of, and then a lot of sky ground. I don't know, but.
So who are the judges? Are they like...
The judges were the drivers' collection, the people who run it. So there's Alex Downs, who kind of I know through it, and that's who I know and got onto it. He's a really cool guy, and they all are actually. So they all kind of decide amongst themselves.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of like a respected opinion.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, because they've got some nice motors between them, and I think it's they don't just go for one certain thing. Like the top 5 was a really varied kind. There was a ratty Porsche 912, a really nicely turned out Hillman Imp. Steve McDonald from Coronation Street turned up.
Oh, well.
Yeah, because Alex has this thing where he decides to try and do something stupid every year, and the stupid thing this year was to basically harangue the actor who plays Steve McDonald until he turned up.
Yeah, because he's doing a Volvo, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I think that's how it started, and because it's kind of quite a Yorkshire kind of vibe show, because of kind of where it is, that kind of South Yorkshire vibe to it. He wrote a song about Steve McDonald, and then basically just kept sending voice messages to him to put. I think the actor, I think his name's Simon, said, "Well, I kind of had to turn up after whatever that was that happened on Instagram." So there was a lot of kind of weird stuff happening just to basically make it so he couldn't really say no. But then fair play to him, he turned up and he gave an award. So
right, yeah,
really cool of him.
Yeah, man. What you been doing, dude? You got your website on the go?
Well, website, yeah. Got to see it yesterday in a basic rendition. Still a million miles away, but still getting closer every time.
So
it's
what's
really
your
cool.
homepage looking like then?
Homepage is finished. It's got, at the moment, it's got like a slow moving animation of like Harley riders, it's like a moving wall.
Oh right.
And then it's got, so you've got like people's builds on there, like before and after photo, and then you scroll down and then it's all like in compartments. So it's got like the next one down is like blogs.
Yeah.
And it a million miles away, but closer.
Yeah.
You know, and just like everything, it's just really like trying to just be patient. That's hard. I think that's the hardest thing, is like trying to just keep patient with it.
Goddamn, being patient with anything.
Oh mate, yeah.
You know, we all want everything yesterday, don't we? That's the thing. It is hard.
That's the hardest thing. It's just being patient and just remembering that little steps count. You know, because you got so many ideas and so many big things you want to do, and getting frustrated with silly little things all the time. You know, but just keep chipping away. I think. And I say all this shit and then I never practice any of it. Like, never.
So, it's easy to say, isn't it? And then you just get annoyed and say, why isn't it happening now? Why am I so bad at this?
Exactly, you know? But yeah, so that's happening. Obviously, the shed's up. Needs boarding out and electric in it. And then after that, really, is the laptop. Really need a laptop. That's why my podcast has stopped at the moment. But... yeah.
No, but you're gonna have a right backlog to get through when you start getting to your podcast.
I've got like two to happen over in Manchester. Obviously, really was supposed to get down and interview the guys at Sticky Speed Shop. You know that's supposed to happen.
I was going to say, I mean, so you went to that bike festival, didn't you? And that was a bit like that Cromford Con.
Yeah, that was
in terms
cool.
Of like I think you had like Guy Martin.
Guy Martin was there. Yeah,
so,
that was done in an old church or something, wasn't it? In Leeds. That's happening again this year.
That's why we need to like work the woods into, because it's like we've got them beautiful ancient woodland.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, we should really be trying to, you know, use that to like show off cars and bikes and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And,
well, I think people are, I wouldn't say they're getting over it, but it's getting a bit blasé, the whole kind of put a load of cars in a field. It's like maybe people are responding to something a bit different.
Yeah.
Whether it be a bike show in a church, which sounds amazing, actually. I think we should probably go
incredible.
to that.
Yeah,
the video, it was cool.
It's happening again this year, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
if
really
we
cool.
can both work it out. When is it, do you know?
September.
We might be able to do it. Yeah,
I'm sure
it'd be nice
it's
to have a
September.
presence there. If they'd let us have a table or something, and maybe stick some work out, have a load of flyers, and try and get it moving for kind of
who else was
next year.
Well, obviously the main guy was obviously Guy Martin had his attempt of 300 mile an hour and a quarter mile bike, you know, these high booster. But they literally, there was no stalls or anything. It was just bikes placed inside. But I think outside, I think there was a couple of people trading and that. It's really cool. Basically, people have taken old Street Fighters and things and actually put time in them, not just power. You know, so then now they've taken what the finesse out of the distinguished gentleman vibe cafe races, like that whole high end finish, taking their old crazy powered jixers and slingshots and fire
it's like
blades.
a hooligan dressing up for church.
Exactly.
Dressing up for church.
Yeah, so the looks match the performance.
Like turbo.
But it's like
boosters,
the engineering level is like, you know what I mean, like all the little details and stuff like that. You know what I mean, like everything's got a purpose, and it's like, you know, they're.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I think you could easily get fascinated with the building equally as much as the bikes.
Well, to be honest with you, I feel like they've kind of, you know, I feel it's so rare to find someone that's carving a new path.
Yeah.
And this Sticky Speed Shop, they've actually like carving a new path, really, in terms of like, you know, they're now bringing, like you always talk about, bringing back the Street Fighters in a completely different way.
Yeah.
Finding something that's not already been done before is fucking
hard.
It's
very difficult.
I mean, that event's not run by Stickies though.
No,
but I mean, obviously they have like
similar stuff. I mean, there's a few different shops that have popped up recently, or getting quite popular, that are doing similar stuff, aren't they now?
Yeah,
so.
they've gone they've taken the neon vibe to like a new level, ain't they? They've mixed like retro with neon.
Yeah, it's kind of that. What's that game that Keanu Reeves was in?
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
It's quite cyberpunk. Yeah, isn't it? You know what I mean? That's kind of a good way of saying it.
Yeah, a lot of people doing cars like that now as well.
Yeah.
Do you like the paint jobs where like it looks like someone's like drawn it in a comic book?
I think
they
it's
go
cool.
down all the edges and stuff with the highlighter.
Yeah, well, like the cartoon car. Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind doing it to the Fiat. You know, but even aerosol cans aren't exactly cheap. It's still going to be.
Yeah, I mean, graffiti paint is probably your best bet because it'll stick to anything. So we should just be able to scotch it up.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. I'd like to do, because she wants it in like a Cadbury's purple. So I'd like to get a Cadbury's purple, and then get like 1 or 2 tones down.
Yeah.
And like exaggerate like the wheel arches, and then go in with the Polska pens and do that.
Yeah. It's actually quite difficult to get right because you see some that don't look right.
Yeah, they look. Yeah.
But yeah, if you get it right, it looks good, I think. But there's a lot of people that just kind of they don't really understand. You need to step back and think, how would it look if it was in a comic? And I think a lot of people just go, oh well, I'll do some lines on it and then go over it with a marker pen. And so there's
that guy on Instagram, and he's just
Raps a Whack, isn't he? Yeah,
he's just exploding.
I mean, he's really good at it because I think he's got a good idea of what it'll look like stood back, which I think is what you've got to do. Is
and they look better lacquered, don't they? I know you can leave them unlacquered, but to me,
it does finish them off. Even if you put a satin lacquer on, I think it just locks everything in and finishes it off. Because eventually the pen will start fading or it'll start chipping off or something like that. So I would definitely lacquer something like that in.
Yeah, which is what we're going to be getting on with the truck soon.
Oh yes.
So yeah, that's going to be getting all the paint for that soon. And I was going to get some pinstriping tape. Do I need to get some pinstriping tape?
We can get some fine line tape. So we can sort that out. I've got a bit, but we'll probably need a bit more because it'll take a bit, and there'll be a lot of peeling off and redoing and stuff like that. But there's definitely what we can do a lot with that. Yeah,
I'm really excited to start getting some paint on it. We've actually just started doing out the back because we've got to get it sorted before barn jam and stuff, so we can actually live in the back because we've got nowhere at the moment. And I've slept on the barn floor before, and it wasn't good. It was not good. I woke up confused. There was loud music, and I just had a right cramp. So it's. I'm really looking forward to starting getting some paint slapped on that.
Oh, cool.
And look, to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to just taking it out for a drive and not feeling like I'm going to die.
I mean, that is nice. Yeah, to know you're going to get somewhere alive is good.
Did the brakes work yet? Yeah. I know you said you'd reline. Yeah,
they're all right. I mean,
I didn't hit the wall.
There's levels of brakes, isn't there? It's like
they're never going to be great, are they? They're fucking drums.
Well, I mean, to be honest, something like that. They're a big drum. It'll be a lot of adjustment. That's the thing with drums is compared to discs, there's so much adjustment. Discs, you put them together, they pretty much work.
Drums, man.
But drums there's a lot to go wrong with them, and there's a lot to adjust. But once you get them, they'll be good.
So I mean, there wasn't a lot of fluid in it. And so I've topped it up with fluid, and that's as good as flushing out putting new fluid in it.
Yeah, so if you crumble with someone else's car, because obviously that's going to crumble anything that it hits, you're just going to get out and go, mate, it's got drums.
What do you want me to do? Yeah,
I attempted.
I would not.
When you drive over a Clio,
I would not trust your 5-star NCAP rating on your car compared to that.
Yeah, but that's not going to crumble, though, is it?
No,
that thing's proper metal, isn't it?
Yeah. God, I hope I hope I don't hit a pedestrian.
He's basically armour plated it as well at this stage. So.
Well, this is what I was thinking. I've got the sheet metal, I've got the welder. You know what I mean? Do I just go killdozer?
No, don't do it, man. It looks cool as it is. It looks really cool as it is. You can't do it.
It even looks good as it is now.
The council better stop. Better stop charging me TV licence.
There's too many good lines on it, man. You can't ruin those lines.
Have you seen that that semi truck that's got the bulldozer?
Oh
thing,
yeah,
and it's curved like that. And
it
drives through the car and it just flicks him in the air.
Yeah.
God, I wish I had that on Tritton Road. Rush hour my arse.
Straight line.
Move your Tesla out of the way now.
It looks a bit like Jeepers Creepers-y, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I had a guy from Oxfam come down here, and he was came in to try and sell me the Oxfam thing, and he was like, first thing I thought when I came down the street was murder wagon.
Yeah, we definitely need to do.
And you've just come into my garage, so sucks to be you, mate.
Yeah. And you're slowly closing the door
behind you, dude. Oh dear.
Yeah. Purple and Flames will solve that.
Yeah, it'll brighten it up a little bit, won't it? You know what I mean? Make me look like less of a murderer, which is always good. For the events and stuff that we're going to be going to and selling merch out of.
Yeah, if you're inviting people into the back of it to sell them merch.
Well, I was going to put Werther's Originals on the back.
Dungarees getting out of it like that with a fucking cowboy out on.
So we need to do a cut.
we're going to go to our ad break,
Yep.
and we'll come back and we'll talk about flyers, and also I think our very special guest has turned up.
Staring at us like, these fuckers are ignoring me.
What are you waffling on about? I'm here to talk.
Have I come to the right place for about murder wagons?
Yeah, sorry, I guess that looks really bad.
Yeah, don't leave.
As
Not making any better.
Right, so yeah, this is an ad from Matchbook, and we'll see you in a mo.
Is your Harley Davidson feeling a little stock? You know, like it's rolling down the road with training wheels? Does it lack that growl, that rumble, that oomph? Well, at Matchbook Custom, we've got the cure for your motorcycle's midlife crisis. Whether it's performance upgrades, custom builds, or making it look like it can bench press your neighbor's car, we do it all. Because let's face it, a stock Harley is like showing up to a biker rally on a scooter. We're the Harley specialist just outside Stamford, UK. Ready to give your bike the balls it's been begging for. Custom parts, slick gear, and upgrades so hot, your bike will practically start dating a Ducati. So don't let your ride limp along. Bring it to Matchbook Custom, where stock bikes go to grow a pair. Visit us at www.mbc.style. Yeah, that's right, we're so cool even our website's got style. Or email us at matchbookcustom@gmail.com. Side effects of visiting Matchbook Custom may include excessive horsepower, spontaneous wheelies, and your neighbors wondering why their bikes suddenly feel inadequate. Matchbook Custom, where Harleys get jacked and stock bikes cry in the corner.
So welcome, and so Bex is with the Airbrushing Forum, and so you're going to shows and you're here, there, and everywhere, and so how long have you been in? Like, obviously, it's not obviously an easy definable question, but phrased a different way. So when did you first start getting into artwork, or has it always been a part of your life?
Yeah, I've always been an artist.
Always?
Yeah. So I kind of grew up drawing. I was like the kid at school who was sat in the side of the corner just doodling away and not listening to the class or what was going on. I became a spray painter first.
Right.
So I went into the trade and was spray painting, and I was sat around my friend's body shop, and it had gone a bit quiet for the day, so I was just sat there drawing, and a customer came in and said, "Oh, have you seen custom, like the choppers, the American choppers?"
Yeah.
And I hadn't seen anything like that, and I was like, "Oh, I've got to Google that." And as soon as I Googled that, I was like, "That's what I want to do."
Oh wow, cool.
So yeah,
cool.
And that was about 12 years ago, and I thought, "Oh, do you know what? I'll just order a load of stuff off the internet. It'll be fine. That'll be easy."
Just start working it out.
I love that. How hard can it be?
How hard can it be?
Yeah.
So how hard was it?
Oh yeah, it was difficult. It was really difficult.
Yeah, because I mean, it's. I was just saying, like, we was tooting your horn before you got here. Basically, like the small like little highlights that you put in your videos and stuff. It's like you wouldn't think it would make a difference, but when you stand back and take it in, it's like it just adds that next level of reality to it, doesn't it? I mean, so your first like mediums that you were sort of toying with when you were sort of like in your teenage period, like what was you drawing in your teenage years and stuff like that? Was it just pen to paper kind of just?
Yeah, it was like charcoal. I really like the blends of charcoal, so I was using charcoal on paper, which is probably why I really like the airbrushing, because that's all the soft blends too.
Yeah.
So,
It's quite transferable,
like
I guess. Yeah. So I mean, I saw a guy that does a lot like graffiti art, but he does like the really realistic stuff, and he found it quite easy to translate that to airbrushing. I wonder if it'd work the same the other way. Like, have you ever tried like spraying with like cans on a wall, or?
Do you know what? I'd love to do that.
Yeah.
I saw, was it Dusty at
KKBO,
KKBO, and I saw him painting that van. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, because
cool.
It's such a big canvas, isn't
Yeah.
it? You can let. I mean, why wouldn't it work similarly?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It'd be good to see like the cans with like highlights for the airbrushing and things like that. I think that'd go well.
Maybe we could
Mixed
even,
with
I mean, we could get something sorted. I mean, I know we've got a guy coming this year who's building like this massive ply wall, and he's going to be graffitiing it throughout the weekend. So Sue organised that, so that's going to be really cool.
It'd be nice to get us all in on something, if we could, like try and do a piece between us all for the exhibition, just pass it round.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like Nick's doing, he's doing obviously the low life art exhibition, and in the windows he's going to have like his characters, and then like across he's going to have like a big banner that says like no life, like the low life and stuff. And you know, it'd be cool to like have some bits and bobs in the woods as well that are like, you know, bits that different artists have all created. I mean, obviously, you know, it just depends on what people fancy bringing with them, really. Do you know what I mean? And you know, if any of the airbrushers want to, you know, do a little bit of an installation or, you know, something a bit random. I mean, we want people to just like go nuts. It's all about, you know, it's what people want to bring and show off. I mean, we've got that big Corvette drag car that was from Steve, and Dust is painting that.
Oh, cool.
For the show. So he's going to be doing like something on it, and it's like a fucking huge whacking like drag show. We saw it, didn't we, outside Black Sheep Customs?
Yeah, it was outside in the his yard, wasn't it?
Yeah, so it's that's going to be getting painted and stuff, and you know, so really, I really want to like blow people's minds with that sort of stuff this year, and you know, I don't ever know why it ever turned away from being an art show, because it's like it's so good as an art show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It's so good to have an art show as well, because you know, I don't know what your experience is with shows throughout the year, but is there anything that sort of compares or?
Not in the UK. I got some across in Europe. There's some really good ones across in Europe. But yeah, I think there's only KKBO.
Why do you think that? Why do you reckon that, like over in Europe? They're a lot more sort of appreciative of the art.
I don't know. I wonder if it's a space. I wonder if there's just more people can get together.
Yeah,
UK, we're kind of a little island, aren't we?
Quite isolated.
Do you think the weather plays a factor?
It could do. Yeah.
Yeah, because Germany's like big into custom culture.
Oh
aren't they?
yeah, huge.
But then I think that there was quite a big like American hangaround after the war. So I think a lot of Americana sort of got infused with Germany at that time, because they've got a massive rockabilly scene, and they're all into their custom stuff, aren't they? And their big bike culture and hot rod culture and stuff. Like,
I think it did all over the world as well. You have a look at how many American themed things are in Japan. Like there's a massive, like Moon Eyes is now Japanese. It's there's a lot of that Americana out there as well, and the fact that kind of your 70s Japanese cars are quite American in their styling as well.
Yeah, very true. I guess they were always trying to break into the American market, weren't they?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
You know, so there's going to be about 8 of you coming to the show.
Yeah, I think so.
And what can people sort of expect to see?
Well, there's a lot of kind of work on display. Everyone's got a different style, so you get to see everybody's different styles. You get to see people airbrushing, and also we tend to let people have a go. People can have a quick go and have them. Yeah, see what it's like. Yeah,
do they enjoy it? I mean, do you ever see a bit of natural talent in people, or is it something that really does just take practice?
Yeah, we've had people like come up before and they're like, "Oh, I've never used one of these. It looks really cool. I wouldn't have a clue what to do." And you kind of encourage them to eventually have a go. And then the minute they have a go, and you're like, "Oh, wow, why have you not had a go at this before?" You're like naturally talented at this.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the thing, though, isn't it? Like, how many people go undiscovered throughout their life because they don't give things a go. If you don't give it a go, you're never going to know, are you? So
with something like that as well, if you've got good eye-hand coordination, I mean, that'll make a huge difference. Because a lot of people don't have that level of, and I think that is kind of almost natural talent, is because I don't think you can kind of just do something straight away, but if you've got that kind of step up of kind of being artistic, knowing how things fit together, and then the eye-hand coordination. I mean, I'd love to come over and have a go, to be honest. We were talking about this off camera, but it's something I'd like to try and augment my work with, is a bit of airbrushing. Probably not the realistic stuff like you do, because I think I'm a way off that, but just kind of some shadows and stuff like that on what I do. I'd like to have a go.
Yeah, so I mean, have you ever like thought about like sort of like putting out a video, sort of teaching people, or do you ever teach people, or you know, because it's like where would you go? So if we wanted to turn to airbrushing tomorrow, I mean, is it just a YouTube thing? Or?
There's loads on YouTube.
Is that really where your wealth of knowledge will be?
You've got on YouTube I do like a few lives and things like that. I don't really teach, but I just let people watch what I'm doing that day. But there are people as well out there who teach, and they'll go through like step-by-steps from complete beginner all the way up until kind of like really advanced stuff. So you can find all sorts.
Who's
on YouTube.
Who's that Brazilian guy?
As well.
That he's got dreads from Brazil. He did stuff for years, and he stopped doing it. I can't remember his name. Victor. I can't remember his second name now, but I watched a lot of his stuff on YouTube. Brazilian painter.
What to learn?
Yeah. He just like they bring him in to do like sides of trucks and things. And
the thing is, they make it look so ridiculously easy, don't they? Sometimes. Well, you know, and we were saying that we've literally, this was like episode 1. Is we were saying like, you know, and it's like, you know, you see someone breeze through it and you're like, give that a go, and then you're just like, you know, it's like watching someone play guitar. It looks really easy until you try and do it yourself. And
if someone can do so, if someone's good at something, they just do make it look effortless, and then trying to pick that up yourself, you can.
But like, you know, like that, I think you know, if you're naturally talented, great, because you get a jump ahead. But sometimes if you're not naturally talented, you can still do it, and sometimes it can work out better for you because you've had to put in so much practice. You don't take it as for granted, and maybe, you know, you're sort of a lot more technical based rather than sort of, you know, imaginative and flowy. You know what I mean? I guess it depends on. Yeah,
you can approach it in different ways, I imagine.
There's different ways of airbrushing as well. So you've got like the people which use a lot of stencils and things like that. So you don't even have to be really artistic.
That's very true,
You can just use a stencil and build up layers. And then there are people which do like the freehand stuff. So
is that do you do all the freehand stuff? Yeah,
I think it's quite a talent to even use a stencil, be able to hold a stencil and spray through it at the same time.
No, I'd say that your side's probably more.
Well, I suppose with stenciling, you've got to be able to kind of see in your head what it's going to look like afterwards, and you've got to layer it up right as well. I imagine that can be really difficult because
some people cut them themselves as well. They actually make the stencils themselves.
Yeah, that's a lot of messing in it, because you know you're sitting there with a Stanley blade picking everything out and stuff like that.
And you're almost drawing back. You're painting backwards almost as well.
Yeah, you create the negative of it.
Yeah. It's like reverse painting on glass. Is you've got to do it backwards. So
I see that.
Soul on Instagram, Soul Art. He tapes the whole tank up. Masking tape, and then he'll freehand draw. So he uses the masking tape as his layers.
Oh and cut it. I've done something like that before. Yeah.
Do you chalk out your designs before you paint over them? Because I see
sometimes.
You use carbon paper as well.
I use the Sarrel paper. I sometimes do a centre line and a load of kind of reference lines. The bonnet of the caddy was done just with a centre line and a load of horizontal reference lines. Sometimes, if I'm trying to fit something to a shape, I'll draw it out. Like the stuff on the caddy on the dash, I actually drew out because I was trying to make it a certain shape. That was meant to run in line with the stuff on the bonnet until I realised the centre console was offset. So I put it all in, looked from the outside, this is going to look amazing. It's about 2 inches offset.
Does it hurt you?
It hurts me really bad.
You have to take it off.
Well, I know, because I'd have to do it offset on the inside, so then it'll look rubbish on the inside, so there's nothing I can do about it, so it's just got to be.
The only thing I noticed is that your windscreen wiper throws out the centre.
Well, don't
the bonnet is the bonnet is centered though, but your windscreen wiper, because it's like 10 mil over. The brain's like trying to like read the center, and you're like, you know, the bonnet's centered because you look at the badge and it's straight down the middle, but
inside he's screaming.
He's like, yeah, thanks Josh, you've just fucking thrown my head now.
I'm gonna have to go without wipers now. Just stick my head out like Ace Ventura.
So wiper deletes, it's in.
Safety third.
Just on them things on the glove, just hanging around the window going.
It's all for the aesthetics.
So where can people find you on YouTube anyway?
Online, anything Beck's Airbrushing is normally me.
So you're on YouTube, they can find you Beck's Airbrushing on YouTube and they'll find your videos.
Yeah, that's me.
So have you ever done what's one of the biggest things you've ever airbrushed then?
Biggest thing I airbrushed was a Peterbilt truck.
You did a truck?
Yeah.
Wow.
As in like a full coverage on it?
The back of it.
So what was the design on it?
That was an awesome design. It was a cafe design, but you were looking through a window and it had the truck on the truck, which was really cool. And then it had all the cars. There was a lot of like personal bits, so the kids growing up and the teddy bears from the kids. There was one sat on the cafe chair, there was one sat in the truck window, stuff cool. like that. So I'd put like lots of little bits in. They had a jukebox, and I went around the house, drew out the jukebox, put that on there. So
that's awesome. So what the guy was actually using it as well, like, or was it just like a showpiece?
I think that goes to shows. That's down south somewhere, so I've seen it at a few shows.
It's good to see like big Mack trucks and Peterbilts and stuff in it, you know what I mean? I mean, some of them have got absolutely incredible paint jobs, and they're all over. I mean, I imagine when you get a job like that come in, you're like, Cha-ching.
I had to literally get him to reverse into the garage, and then I was like, it's bigger than my garage, we can't reverse it in, so then we had to build a tent over the top of it. I was like, how am I going to paint this?
So how long were you on that then?
That took probably about 4 or 5 weeks. It was like a fight against the rain. I picked a summer, and it was like the wettest summer on record, so it was like fighting the weather.
When was this, a few years ago?
Oh, this is quite a few years back. Yeah.
It's always the wettest summer on record, that's the problem. You know what I mean? I don't know why we ever hope for anything else.
Trying to paint in the UK is just brilliant.
No, this year's going to be different, man.
Yeah. Please.
Yeah. Backwards barn jam's always beautiful weather.
Gosh. But the thing is, it's like, we're Brits, we stick it out. Of course we don't, you know what I mean?
You just ignore it until it gets too bad.
Yeah,
basically,
I think unless it starts coming at you sideways, that's when you know it's bad, you know what I mean? When it's raining sideways, but... I mean, to be honest with you, at the custom culture, it wasn't particularly like heavy rain, it was just like that, just quite drizzly.
That was a nice summer, really.
It wasn't actually too bad, was it?
We've got low standards, haven't we? We've got such low standards. It's like drizzling with rain, we're like, lovely day. Anyone for a cup of tea?
Whilst putting sun cream on.
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, you're a ginger, aren't you? So you have to, don't you?
Huh?
It's like a dark night. Anyway, I'm knocking him like.
See, mate, you got the reddish beard here, brah.
So you said about like the airbrushes have like different styles. Like, how would you sort of like determine? How would you sort of like put that into words necessarily, or does it literally just come down to kind of like some stencil or some?
Yeah, you've kind of got one extreme is stenciling, and then one extreme is freehand. But there is kind of like a merge in the middle where you can do stuff with like freehand masking and just even like using your hand to shield things, because it's all about the overspray.
To blend it all in. Mm-hmm. And what's your setup then? What do you use? What's your go-to?
My go-to is Badger, so I use Badger airbrushes. The market leading is probably Iwata, and everyone knows them as like the go-to.
Yeah.
But I am like the clumsiest airbrusher on the face of the planet. I've taken like needles out of the packet and dropped them on the floor and broken them. And Iwata needles are they cost more than gold. So I couldn't bring myself to use one of those just for the sake of it. It cost me so much to paint.
Does it because we were saying this, weren't we? Because you said you got an airbrush and stuff, and then I was like, I can't imagine you'd not really notice the difference of quality when you've just first starting out. I imagine they all probably feel quite similar. But when you're at your level, do you actually notice like the difference between the brushes?
I think all the brands, you kind of get a brand you like, and all the brands will have an entry-level brush and they'll have like a pro-level brush. So I can tell if I'm using the entry-level Badger brushes, the difference between using their pro-level brushes.
What would be the difference?
It's normally like the size of line you can pull. So because I do a lot of freehand work, I'm pulling really, really small lines and trying to get kind of as close to the paper as possible, get like pencil thin lines. You can't really do that with the entry level brushes. You can get a decent line, but it's not going to be pencil thin.
Right.
And you can get like these ones off the internet, which are just like a copy brush and they haven't got a name to them. And you can tell those break and just aren't good quality.
Yeah.
So I would say anybody starting out, definitely get an entry level brush from any of the brands. Don't go for a knockoff one.
Yeah, because I imagine if your airbrush is not working properly, then you're not going to be getting you're not giving yourself confidence, so you're not confidence building when you constantly fighting.
I think a
lot
of people give up because of just frustration, because it's not working, the tool's not working, so they kind of go, I can't airbrush, but they can. It's just they've not got the right setup.
That's what I had even with that Neo for Iwata. It was just always just atomised. It was spitting, and then paint weren't coming out of it, and I was just like, oh fuck this.
Yeah.
So you've got the tool, then you've got the paint, you've got.
And what paint do you use? Is it just like? Can you put anything through it?
I think you can get, if you can get it to spray through an airbrush, if you can get it to mix thin enough, then you can spray it. You were saying that someone had used enamels before, so
Dan Payne uses a lot of one shot and alpha enamel and
through a brush,
through an airbrush. Yeah, I mean watered down a lot. Thinned down a lot, not water. Obviously, that would be stupid. but yeah, it was. He told me about it. I say his work's fantastic. I mean, I just Airbrushing to me kind of feels like a dark art, and people say that to me about pinstriping, so I get that it sounds kind of stupid. But what I always struggle getting past is the fact that you're not actually touching the paper.
Yeah.
So I feel like what I do is easy because I've got some contact with with the media effectively, but then you're not touching it, so you're kind of almost aiming it. But it's like me throwing a pinstriping brush at something and going, "Oh yeah, that looks all right," except it wouldn't. But I've got a lot of respect for airbrush artists because of that, and I also think with your stuff, you see some airbrush artists like photorealistic stuff. But I always liken it to, you know, those big screens you used to get in pubs with the projectors, where they look good from like 20 foot away, and then you get close and it's a bit of a blurry mess. I kind of noticed on some airbrushing where it's kind of like that, but for me anyway, I don't know if this is true or whether it's done on purpose. It seems to be the mark of a good airbrush artist is when you're close up, it looks as good. And I think, because like you were saying, like the pencil thin lines and stuff like that, I mean, I think there seems to be like different levels of artists as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I guess that's where you'd like sort of decipher like natural talent or to people that are like having to like, you know, build it up.
Yeah.
I mean, or they're not using as good of brushes like you said. I mean, I imagine if the lines are quite, you're not getting those dead thin, like crisp lines. I imagine, you know, it kind of like that blurry effect, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or even an artist that's kind of stagnated and kind of is getting paid for what they're doing, what they think is good money, and has gone, well, there's no need to try and improve because I'm making money. If you're doing it for the money, yeah, exactly that. Well put. Yeah, it's if you're doing it for the love of the art and the money's almost like a byproduct. Don't get me wrong, we all need to eat, but yeah, if the money is the thing you're chasing, maybe you just do it to a point. Think, well, I can do it a bit cheaper, get more work.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas like something like the back of a Peterbilt, where, well, it's going to be a huge amount of money, I imagine, because it should be for 4 to 6 weeks' work. Is you do genuinely get what you pay for?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, are people quite happy to put their hand in their pocket?
Yeah, I do feel kind of sorry for some people. I see a lot of people which come to me and they want the artwork and probably haven't realised how much it is. And I think like cheap stuff online doesn't help sometimes. The fact they can go down to a store and buy like a print for like £5 and I think they come asking, thinking it's going to cost that, and then like no, sorry, and they have to kind of almost justify sometimes how much work goes into this, because I don't think people realise that it's a lot of work, and it's also a lot of skill building it up. When I started out, I kind of went into it thinking, oh yeah, this is easy, I can do this, I can draw already, and it wasn't easy. It was really difficult to learn, so it's been a lot of years learning. Yeah,
and that's it. It's like, just because you can do it fast doesn't mean it's worth any less money. It's worth, you know, because it's like, just because you've built up the skill, it's like, well, you go build up the skill yourself. Take 8-9 years to build up the skill, and then you can do it yourself for free, mate.
Well, that's the point, isn't it? I mean, a job might take you a day, but you're not paying for that day. You're paying for the 12 years hard graft that you've put in to get that good. So you're able to do it in a day. Otherwise, it takes you a week and doesn't look as good. It's you're paying for a skill set. You're not paying necessarily for just what's on that car or that truck or that bike.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine when you get someone in that like understands that it's going to be a certain amount of money, I bet it's refreshing just to be able to just be like, now I don't have to feel guilt, because it's like, why should you guys feel guilty? Because I imagine there, you know, sometimes, you know, someone's there with the cap in their hand going, you know, you've got to turn them away and say, well, it's going to cost you this much, and that's what it's got to be. You know, I imagine there's some degree of guilt for you guys of like having to turn them away because you would have liked to do it for them, but at the same time, you can't give your shit away for nothing.
Well, no, this is it. I mean, I've had situations before where I've done some work on a car, and I've done what we agreed to do, and it was a pre-agreed amount, and we've got to kind of bench racing, and they've gone, oh, do you reckon we could do this? We'd do that. So we can, but it is going to be extra. But they've had the money that we agreed, and I understand that. So basically, what I've done is said, well, I'll take that, and then just like next week, he said, kind of wait and pay it you in a week. Yeah, fair enough, pay the difference, because I've already got the big chunk of the money. I've met them face to face, you shook someone's hand, you can get a good gauge on the kind of person they are, so you can trust that they're going to pay the rest of the money. So it's expensive, and I understand that's expensive, and It just is, because it's a skill you're selling to someone.
Yeah.
So if you can help out, you will. But yeah, it's you do get that thing of people saying, I imagine like with tattooing as well. It's a day's work and 40 quid's worth of ink.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've been doing this for a decade.
You still get it now,
yeah. You're paying for my skill set. Is what you're paying for. What you're spending on materials is almost negligible compared to the person you're getting to do it.
It's amazing how many.
If you're going in for mates rates, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's amazing how many friends you've got once you're able to do a skill at a certain level. And I was about to say when you say about what things cost, is no one ever realizes how much stuff you do for free at the beginning because you're learning.
Yeah.
And regardless of you learning, if you've got a flair for it, it's very quickly presentable work, and you're still doing it for free or just covering the cost of the material.
Yeah.
You know. And they go,
the grind, isn't it? The grind, the up and coming grind for people. Yeah.
Well, design work, like, that's never charged really. You know,
the amount of design stuff.
Oh yeah, all that background stuff, and they're just seeing you on the day, and you have not realising you've put in like 4, 6, 8 hours of just doodling and trying to get to that design in the first place.
And you send them a design off, and they go, "I like that. Can you just that?"
Yeah.
So then you back at it.
Yeah. And it's all your own time, and the thing is there's not many people I'll do free work for, but I know that every single one of them will argue against me giving it to them for free, and that's how you know that they're the right people to be doing that for. Yeah. Because they would pay if they could. It's just, no, your money's no good. You've helped me out, and you're a mate.
Yeah. Well, like I said, but you know, if someone's asking for mates rates, they're not your mate.
No, exactly
If you're going to a friend and you're supportive of your friend, and they've got a trade or something, you should be paying them because you're supporting your friends. Come on,
it's the mates rates when they turn up and you're like, I don't
pay you more,
who are you?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
We'll be friends.
Yeah.
I spoke to you on Facebook.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Or exposure. Oh really? Can I pay my mortgage with that? Can I eat that?
The amount of I can put this on Instagram for you. I can get you seen by all my friends. When my friends see this on my car or my bike, they'll definitely be ordering from you. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Of course they will, yeah. You know what? I can put it on Instagram, and I'm not doing any free work to do it.
Do people actually legitimately use that as like trying to get a discount?
People do say that. Yeah, I've seen it on a few occasions. I mean, not many people have done it to me. But I have seen it with other people, like just wanting a free ride and saying, "Oh, I'll get you, like, I've got 10,000 followers." Yeah, but I'm still not getting paid for what I'm doing, so it kind of means nothing.
Well, like, yeah, that's it. And if all your friends are like you, then we're
exactly that. Yeah, it's like, that's how you know to treat good customers well. Is I mean, you treat every customer well, but the point is, if someone is they're willing to just let you kind of do your job and tell you give them a rough idea. What I always do is I give someone a rough quote when they're kind of talking to me on direct messaging or something, or I've seen them on the store at a show. They'll say, I want this doing. Give them a rough idea and say, look, that's a rough idea. As soon as I knock out a design or come and see your car or your bike or whatever, I'll give you a proper quote. Then it becomes the quote.
Yeah.
But up until that point, it's a rough idea, because it's someone will say, oh, it's this, the paintwork's really good, and you get there and it may as well be sandpaper that you're trying to paint on or something like that. Ideally, you want to see it for yourself, or you want as much information as possible, and you want to know what they want as well, because they'll turn around and say, I just want a little piece, and then you find out it's like a full up bonnet thing and the price has tripled or something like that.
Yeah, but people try and diz you out of it, don't they?
Yeah.
You know, they're cheeky bastards, aren't they? People are cheeky bastards.
Yeah, I think
they can be, yeah.
I think cost of living as well is, like, not helped.
No, God, no. No, and the thing is
because we're selling a luxury, really.
Exactly that, yeah.
It's not an essential.
Yeah, these are going on toys for people. They're not going on, usually not going on the daily drivers or the car they need to get to work or whatever. They're going on toys, and people are less and less able to afford those kind of toys.
But then you know, people, there is still fair few people out there with money in their pockets.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's still, you know, like, you know, and a lot of the people that can't afford it now wouldn't have been able to afford it, because, you know, if you've got like a car or a bike, or a nice car or a nice bike or a classic or something, that had to cost you in the first place. So
yeah, and the upkeep of them.
yeah, no comment on that. So do you do a lot of cars and bikes and stuff?
Yeah, I'm a huge petrol head. So I love my cars, I love my bikes.
So did you come from like a petrol head family then, or
no?
Right.
Not really.
You just found it on your own.
Yeah,
that's the best way, because then it's natural, then, isn't it? You know, what I mean? you know, it's definite then.
Yeah.
What? So you just started getting into that sort of stuff when you were younger, like?
Yeah, once I'd learnt to drive, I learnt to drive. I didn't learn to drive at 17. I was in my 20s when I learnt to drive, and I just kind of, as soon as I learnt to drive, I was like, oh, I really like this, and I really like the nice cars as well. So I was like, oh, and then just got into like the whole like car scene, and then from that ended up into the bike scene, and yeah.
So have you ever had like a custom car, or is that something on your bucket list?
I've got a Pontiac Firebird, which has been on the drive
Nice.
for about 3 years, trying to build it back up.
Right,
we managed to get the engine running, so that was good.
Oh, nice.
What year is that then?
97, so it's a newer model.
Oh, cool. So it's like that's kind of almost the Corvette shaped one, isn't it?
With the pop-up headlights.
And the light bar across the back, like the roof light. Oh, I do like them.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
I've got an RX-8, which is all painted up. I tend to paint that up and leave it for about a year, and then I'll take the paint off and think, oh, I'll do something else on that.
Right.
I've got plans for that one. The manga theme, I don't know if you've seen that. So I want to have a go at that on there. Been practicing that because that's a bit different.
His interest now. That's your sort of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that's something I want to have a go at. It's quite a difficult theme to do because it's not just airbrushing. It's there's lots of that's probably a bit more like spray cans and things.
Oh, like it's the comic book style one, you're on about for the 500, yeah.
So yeah, you kind of throw a few colours on it, and then you've got I think it's like airbrush lines or pen lines or something on it to kind of bring out so it looks like a comic book.
Yeah,
I'll be interested. I'll be interested to see that because I've only seen that done with spray paint and pens basically. So I'll be interested to see how that turns out. Yeah.
So I want to have a go at that, but with airbrushing instead.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I imagine a lot more detail will come out of it. And it'll probably add to it.
Yeah. I tend, when it's my stuff, I tend to kind of start with one theme and then it just kind of evolves and it ends up something completely different by the time I finish. So.
I love doing work for yourself because the customer's never unhappy with it, are they? Because you just think, I get to play.
Yeah. It's like, what do I want to try and learn? What do I try and push myself with? And that can kind of go. That tends to go on my car most of the times.
Yeah. And what sort of bike are you looking at getting?
I've got a little 125 Suzuki Marauder, so it's a little.
Oh right, so
style.
like a cruiser style.
Yeah.
So what's the end game for that then? Are you gonna try and get your full license? Or?
Yeah, I want to.
Best thing you'll ever do. Best thing you'll ever do. It's
really nice as the 125, but it's just not fast enough. And I don't really want to speed, but I want to be able to kind of safely travel at the speed of the road, and 55
not be struggling.
Do that,
because it's dangerous, isn't it? Because you've got wankers overtaking you, and they don't give a shit where they overtake you on, do they? Blind corners, and you find yourself constantly defensive riding, and it's just never the right place. You always want to have that power to just be out of people's reach, don't you?
Or you just don't give a fuck. And that's me, mate. That's me on my 125 middle of the road. I don't give a fuck.
So the one bike I'd like would be like an old BSA or something. Probably needed about 40. Oh, cool.
What you got? A van?
Something that only does about 45 mile an hour, and you just popping along. I'd love something like that. But again, it's you almost feel like you'd be a danger to everyone around you because you're getting in the way.
Yeah.
What BSA you got?
BSA Bantam.
Oh yeah, it was Bantam, yeah. But hardtail.
The classic.
It's I think it's bits of bike, so it's bits of all sorts of bikes.
Because they did do a hardtail frame, didn't they?
That is another project one, so we've got a lot of projects we just tinker with and try and get on the road.
Does your bloody head in sometimes, doesn't it? You just look at you're just out there, just what do I do now?
Do you ever stand there and wish you never touched them?
Sometimes it's I'll just fix something, and by fixing it, you end up breaking more stuff. I should just leave that alone.
I think that, and then I end up fucking painting my roof or some shit. Honestly, I'm just piece of candy. Yeah. And I'm over there, then it's
I do that.
It's
it's you start doing something and then you notice
I'm doing something completely different
while I'm here.
Yeah.
That's the reason my Cube ended up with a metal flake engine bay and off the road for 6 months, and my fiance hating me.
I take it as similar to me because you're from the arty side of it. Anything which gets too much into the tinkering side, you're I'm just going to paint something on it that'll make me feel happy. It sorts something out. It might not be a running engine, but it looks pretty now.
It's my problem is just never being able to leave anything alone, because I bought a new second-hand engine, new to me engine for it, and it was ready to fit. I remember Sian, long suffering as she is, saying to me, "Oh, so it'll be a couple of weeks and we'll be back on the road." And I'm sat there going, "Yeah, it's not really that simple," because I found a little bit of rust in the engine bay, so then it needed painting, but didn't necessarily need painting metal flake gold. And then the engine probably didn't need painting orange as well, but that's what happened.
You should have just put that energy like further back in the car, towards the rear axle area.
Yeah, I probably should have done that. Yeah. Poor car. So it's still in the yard at work, and every once in a while I go past it with a fork truck and just like poke the back of it and poke more holes in it, just because it's at the stage now where I've lost the love and it just annoys me. Punishing it. Yeah, I need to scrap that actually. But yeah, it's one of those things where you sound the same. It's just well, if something's going to be redone, it may as well be pretty while you're at it. I mean, what's the point otherwise?
Yeah.
It's got to be better than when you found it.
I know. I feel like if I could pinstripe or sign right, everything would be sign written in my van, in my truck and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you should see my house.
Like slogans and shit, just constantly, just like, you know what I mean?
Josh has seen my kitchen. It's everything. Everything
it's
move.
Cool, isn't it? Yeah.
Is it like Pee Wee's Playhouse?
It's just really cool. Like even just like open the door and it's just photos of art and all that. All
Nick,
over
we
it.
want to come and see your kitchen, man.
Does the kettle work?
Yeah.
Right, we're round.
And it's pinstripes.
That's so cool.
You know,
That's cool.
You know, Nick's house looks like you just dropped acid when you walked in. That's what.
Oh yeah.
So are you guys going to be putting anything in the art exhibition then?
Yeah. Haven't thought what I'm doing yet, but yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's an interesting.
Yeah,
like,
I
sort
love
of
anything
take,
like
isn't it?
that. So yeah, anything like that comes up, I'm like, yeah, I'll count me in, I'll do it.
Oh, so you're going to do something specifically for it? It's not just a piece that you have already?
No, I normally like to paint stuff for things.
Right.
It's just more reason to get painting, really. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I've said this before, but it's like, you know, like when I used to doodle as a kid, it was like, I always find you know, it's nice to have someone to tell you what to draw, or to like, you know, have a reason to draw, or have a reason for it. It's hard to sit there and aimlessly just like, if I just gave you a pen and paper right now, well, probably not yourself, but for the normal person, it'd be hard to find that creative, you know, where to go, where do you go with it, what do you draw, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Is it nice when you kind of like have someone say, I want this, and then you can just focus that energy in there? Or
I like a bit of direction, but sometimes you can have like too much,
Yes.
where it takes away like your freedom to like have a bit of artistic license on it, if that makes sense.
yeah,
I think sometimes you have to sometimes nudge a customer to what you know is going to work better. It's like if they give you an idea and say, I'd like to do this, you come back to them and say, well, that's cool, but if I do it like this, it's going to look better. You hope that they'll have that trust in you to say, yeah. I did a split screen van dash. Well, it was a double cab pickup, and I did the centre, the passenger side, and I said it really needs something on the right side of the steering wheel to balance it out. Oh no, it's all right the way it is. And within an hour, he was back to have something on the right hand side of the dash to balance it out. And it's you've got to think you're paying an artist to do something for you. You have to kind of almost defer to their experience, because they've been doing this for a while. They know what looks good, they know what works. They want to try and do what you want, but they need to be able to say to you, this is going to look better, you've got to trust me on this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think that you know, that must be so annoying for you guys to have someone like feel like they know better, even though they don't know shit. You know,
yeah.
You know,
I think sometimes they don't have like the artistic way of thinking.
Yeah.
So they've got the idea. So I had one customer come up to me once, and he had a picture, and he was like, I want this on my bike. I'm like, yeah, I can do that. And he goes, but I want it sideways. I'm like, okay. So I sketched it out, and he was like, yeah, but that's not my picture. I'm like, but you've got a 2D picture, so you know, I've had to like jiggle it and adjust it, and now it's to make it sideways. And he was like, no, but I want that picture, but sideways. And this went on for ages. And I'm like, but I don't understand. I've changed it round. And eventually, he like got the piece of paper and just turned it sideways. I'm like, but it's 2D. It'll be a line. And he just couldn't. It just because he could think of the idea, but not the artistic kind of way of the.
Did you feel like you just like woken up in a nightmare or something?
Yeah, I was like, no, that's what we've been getting to for like weeks.
It sounds like Father Ted, doesn't it? This is small, that's far away.
These are some of the reason why there's fucking instructions on shampoo. Or
so yeah, after that, it was like, right, we're going to have to sit down and proper talk about this now, about how this is going to come to some kind of compromise between what you want and what's actually physically possible.
Did you end up getting the job done?
Yeah, it just took a while to kind of get there, because I think in his mind it just flipped sideways and he could see it perfectly sideways, but yeah, with a 2D picture, not possible.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, yeah, we'll go to our next ad break from Welcome.
Rev up your creativity with Wallcom UK's cutting-edge tools, designed to revolutionize the way you approach custom painting. Our 360-degree light attachment is a game changer, providing unparalleled visibility for flawless results on every vehicle you paint. Say goodbye to missed spots and uneven coats, as Wallcom UK empowers you to paint with confidence and precision. Trusted by industry leaders, our tools are crafted for creators who demand excellence in every project. Don't settle for ordinary when you can achieve extraordinary. Join the next wave of custom creators and experience the future of custom painting with Wallcom UK. Revolutionize your craft. Elevate your artistry. Explore more at Wallcom.uk and follow on Instagram at Wallcom UK. Wallcom UK, setting new standards for custom vehicle painting.
Yeah,
you were car spraying?
Car spraying. Actually started out spraying tractors, so that's what I used to spray paint.
How'd you get into that? Just the job came
I just fell into it. It's just kind of one of those things that I really like the idea of becoming a spray painter for some reason, and yeah, I just kind of fell into it and fell into different roles and just kind of kept trying to push what I could do. And
so do you spray? Can you spray 2K lacquer?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's an artwork in itself, isn't it? The 2K, because I mean, obviously you can have whatever you want underneath, but if your lacquer looks shit, then you're no better off, are you?
And that seems to be something that's fallen by the wayside. You see some really cool paint jobs, and it's like orange peeled to fuck, where they haven't even.
And they're all right with it though. It's like that used to be unacceptable paint.
Well, look at factory paint nowadays.
Yeah,
mate of mine's got a Polestar, and it's a cool looking car, but if you look closely, it's not really been polished. It's a lot of modern cars now. They've got
sprayed by robots.
Well,
that's why.
exactly. Yeah, it's just it's a production line. It's a lot of them are now.
Yeah, I mean, I guess back in the day you'd have painters and polishers and stuff like that, wouldn't you? You know, on the factory lines and stuff. And then the paint was a lot thicker as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you could get years and years out of paint by polishing it up. But I mean, now, I imagine you wouldn't be long till you were through the fucking primer, would you? Really?
That's how you can tell a show car, isn't it? If a show car's been painted really nicely, it'll be mirror finish, and all the shut lines will be perfect. Yeah. And that's the difference between a car that rolls off of a production line, or like you look at something like whatever wins the Riddler Award at the Grand National Roadster Show, and you see that it's a huge difference between the two.
Yeah.
One of the things I like to do is called a flow coat, which is where you lacquer your car or lacquer whatever you're painting, and then you sand it back so that it's keyed back up again, and then you put another coat over the top. And the idea of that is to get it to flow like glass over the top of it, and you don't really need to touch it with much polish.
Yeah. I mean, I always thin right down, so I'll go like 20% down on every coat. Is that something that you'd do, or? Because I always found like the thinner the lacquer in the end, like on your final coat, it just sit down and spread right out.
Yeah, it's whatever you can do to kind of get it that glass kind of finish.
I know.
You have to have a certain amount of skill to do that, don't you? Because it's quite easy, I imagine, to get runs and sags in it if you're not as skilled. If it's really thin. But then I imagine, like you say, there's very little polishing to do afterwards.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. You know, I'm not going to get that 100%. Obviously, the truck 100%. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of truck.
I don't think it's the look for it either. It's not the type of vehicle to.
I'd be tempted to satin clear that, you know.
Really?
Even with all the graphics, I'd be really tempted. I'd say, do the flames, we'll line out the flames, any pinstriping, sign writing, and then I'd be tempted to fully satin clear it.
I mean, it'd make life easier.
Or fully satin clear it, but we'll go wild on a flake gloss roof. And try and get a difference between the two.
So you've got both on there.
Yeah. I always like the look of it, like, you know, when you see a ratty car, but someone's done an amazing kind of flake panel roof on it. I love that look.
Yeah. No, that would look pretty cool, wouldn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, it's what a lot of people probably come up against, which is what we just talked about, which is room, indoor space to have a nice, comfortable painting area.
Yeah.
God, I wish we had like access to like big paint booths and shit. I mean, I imagine that's amazing to have access to.
It must be, yeah. I mean, I can imagine it makes such a difference with just the overspray and the fact that a decent paint booth will kind of suck all that away before it has a chance to settle. Must be, and that you can clean it properly and get all the dust out and stuff.
I don't want to gas out Pat next door. Do you know what I mean?
Well, exactly.
There's the fucking windows open, mate. And she's going to end up coming out like fully glossed.
She's already talking to the leprechauns from all that. From that.
I mean, you maybe look into one of the inflatable ones, but I can't imagine they're cheap.
Not big enough, and for one big enough, you're talking like stupid money. I mean, you can buy them for like £600, but they're like you can get like a Ford Model A in it. Right. And that's about it. You know what I mean? You're not going to get something like that in there.
I mean, maybe farm out the lacquer, because that's going to be the bit that brings it all together and kind of smooths it all out. So maybe we could do everything on the drive but that, and see if you can get someone to lacquer it for you.
That is true, yeah.
Someone who used to paint cars, maybe.
You're right.
I'd be gazebo, sides and a fan pulling the dust.
I mean, I wasn't
out.
even going to go for the fan. I wasn't even going to be that bougie about it. I was just going to go in there and just sort of accept.
Yeah, mainly so you don't die.
No, he was just going to run in and hold his breath and see how much he could do before it's come back out again.
Scaring me, he's like, oh no,
I built a booth in here to spray my chop when I was spraying it like out of plastic dust sheets, and it was terrible, man. I'm pretty sure I lost some time.
Whatever works.
It didn't.
I would wear
my eyes were stinging. That was the thing. It was like. I think I had one of those like shitty like 3M masks with like the two little AirPods. It must have been like 4 years old as well, so it's already like
fucked.
Yeah. But you breathe like Darth Vader, so you trust in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You trust in that. It's just not filtering anything.
Have a big toe comp spliff and then just.
Well, I was using that rust away stuff in the truck the other day, and I thought, well, at least now I know that I'm safe internally as well now.
Yeah. You're never going to rust.
I'm a epoxy on the inside now. It's how I keep this silky smooth radio voice going, dude. Yeah. That's how it is. Just inhaling the 2K lacquer.
I don't even smell the smell anymore. It's
That's
really
dangerous.
bad. I know. I just got so used to it. People come round to like my custom paint areas and they'll be like, God, it stinks in here. I'm like, what? It's not bad.
I'm exactly the same. People do the same. Oh, really? It smells in here. Well, no, it doesn't, does it?
I love the smell of 2K though. I do love that smell. That's bad though, isn't it?
That enamel stuff though, that's got a strong smell to it.
Apparently, yeah.
You come out looking Chinese every time. Like, whoa, man.
Matt actually thinks his hair's brown.
Yeah. I'm like, Homer, it's not caused any brain damage.
I mean, people were like, I mean, God only knows. I mean, the health effects that's probably had on people over the years of like, like back in the 70s, like, tailor-mades hanging out your mouth, fucking just spraying away in a room full of people. Do you know what I mean? It's
was it the aluminium content in paint caused Alzheimer's? There's all sorts. Yeah. Like people, we saw. I forget his name. He's not long died. The fellow who used to do lead loading.
Yeah.
Used to have the big stogie all the time.
Yeah, I just shared a video on my storyline the other day of
with
him.
With his bare hands. Yeah. That stuff's dangerous. You're not supposed to handle lead without gloves on. And it was like
Jill, something his name. He's got a weird.
I feel bad that I can't remember his name. Please, someone comment and tell us his name.
Yeah, you'll definitely recognise the dude. He was he was like 4 foot, and the stogie was about as big as he was.
Yeah,
and he must have started off at about 6 foot. He was just hunched over, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, he had that thing on his back, didn't he? As well, he was like proper hunched up.
But bare hands on lead for his whole life. I'm amazed he lasted that long.
Well, that's where Mad as a Hatter came from, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the Mercury.
Yeah, crazy. I've been holding on to these flyers for about 40 minutes now, so we'll talk about them. So we've got flyers now, so if any of you out there want to hand out some flyers for us, then we would be forever grateful. Obviously this is going to be really suck for people on an audio platform, but I will, just use your imagination and stop being lazy and follow us on Facebook.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, if you're listening.
Yeah, it doesn't cost anything. Give us a like and a subscribe.
It's kind of like black and white telly days of those watching snooker. So the white ball is next to the. It's irrelevant.
He's part of the dark grey. Now he's onto the black, and now it's another dark grey.
Oh man, so yeah, I mean, obviously, this is sort of turned into your sort of classic style now for these, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
Like these, and it was inspired by what was his name? It was the guy we originally sent you to. It was I sent you pictures of. Do you remember? I sent you that picture, and it was kind of.
Oh, I can't remember. Yeah, it was one of the original. It was like Custom Culture Blast Off 4 or something.
Yeah, someone will know this.
Yeah. I can't. Gotta feel bad about that.
Riz something man, wasn't it? It was,
yeah. So basically,
Bizman.
Yes.
That was it. So yeah, obviously, you know, like I imagine like that cartoony sort of Viz style comic book.
Yeah, it's just a lot of information all together. So we're trying to get a kind of, I suppose, put across what the vibe of the show. And I
love the movie poster look of it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? That's a really.
I do
cool
like that. Yeah, I mean, I think because you sent me a load of old kind of 50s, 40s movies posters as well. So it's like it's got to look like that, and then just with my spin on it, basically. I always like drawing and painting pin-ups, so obviously you've got to have a Bride of Frankenstein.
Oh yeah, totally. I mean, the funny thing is like I'll be handing these out at a festival or something, and you'll get like the Mardy bastards that they don't want to take it, but they see it and they think, oh, actually that looks cool, I'll take it. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's because when you're walking around somewhere like that, people kind of handing you stuff. Sometimes you don't want to take it, but if you make it look cool, maybe they'll take it.
To be honest with you, I've never had anyone say no.
Oh, that's good.
You know what I mean? So as well as that, we've obviously got Mark's sort of like really old school sort of. I mean, you know, it's like beach racing posters, aren't they?
Yeah, well, he actually does the posters for Race the Waves in Brid. He does the official posters, and it's all lino printed.
Yeah.
So he cuts all that out of lino and then covers it in ink, and every single one of those is handmade. He don't get them printed or anything like that.
Yeah,
every single poster he sells you or gives out, it's handmade. Really cool artist, Mark. We're trying to get him on the podcast, so Mark, if you're watching, call us. But yeah, I really like his stuff because it looks like it was how they used to do it back in the day, but it's designed that way. Really cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's basic, but it's got so much personality to it.
Yeah.
And I just love the sort of old school style of it. It looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
And also obviously me and Josh know. Well, we don't know this dude.
Yeah, we spoke to him.
We spoke to him, and this was made by a guy called Thor in Indonesia. And he's like a chop rider, really, really nice dude. Really, really good artist, and it's so unique as well.
I just love the fact that we've got people that are willing to do poster and flyer designs from Indonesia.
Yeah,
I think that's
cool,
fantastic.
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was loving it, and I think a lot of people would like to come over here and I think that'll come more international sort of stuff will happen for us, like a bit, as we become more and more sort of, established of.
Yeah, and I think if we've got a bit more funding for stuff like that, if we can tempt people over with like a hotel for the weekend and get international artists over, it'd just be a fantastic thing, because then it becomes a showcase for someone. People, they might be familiar with the work but not the artists themselves, and it's a selling point for us as well.
Well, I'm really hoping that we get Dennis the Menace Jackson here from America that runs the Show Me Lowbrow art show. And obviously, he was friends with like Gene Winfield. He's got one of Gene Winfield's cars. He's friends with Little Daddy Roth. You know what I mean? He's like he is like, he's up there with like the Count's Customs and stuff like that. So yeah, he's on about coming, and he's got his passport, and we've been talking about tickets and stuff, and I really think that'd be a cool step for us, is to start sort of spreading out internationally. And I really appreciate, the write-up you did for us in that, was it a German magazine?
It was a German magazine.
It's really nice of you, I really appreciate that. So how did all that come about then? And
I've been going across.
It was hard to read.
I don't think they have sometimes they do like an English version of that magazine and a German one, but I think that just went in the German one for the international stuff. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing the Airbrush show over in Germany for quite a few years now.
Right.
So I got talking to the organisers and the people which run the Step by Step magazine.
Right.
So I was telling them all about custom culture, KKBO.
Right, and they liked it.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And they were like, we could put that in the magazine. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, awesome! That's really cool. No, it's really cool when this stuff happens. You get highlighted by sort of like someone so far away, and it's like we're coming back up in conversation again, which means we're doing everything right, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's also nice to have other artists appreciate it when you're an artist as well. It's because we're having someone who puts on another show appreciating the show in
Yeah.
the same way that another artist appreciating what you do as an artist. It feels more special.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's someone who knows kind of what it's about and that, and they know what they're talking about almost.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when I took my son go-karting, and that guy that knows you recognised I was wearing that shirt that you gave us.
Yeah, Rich Mac, yeah.
And that's it. Like, but it's crazy because people will sooner go and buy a Vans t-shirt or a Nike t-shirt instead of wearing a shirt that their friends, running a business or whatever. It doesn't cost a lot just to put on a shirt, does it? With someone's logo on it.
Well, no, and you've got something that is by the nature of what it is more rare as well, which to me, like, all my mates joke about me loving limited edition stuff because I do, and same reason I'm into Dixon shirts, because they're all limited runs and nice. Like this is a Maze Garage t-shirt, and that's a garage that someone I know runs up near Scarborough.
But it's one off and it's different.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
It's cool to have something that not many other people have got.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's that kind of draws us to the next point, which would be so Simon Sheriff's Dirty, he's made us that custom t-shirt design, which is getting printed now. So we should have all this stuff sorted within the next couple of weeks. You getting your design done, so which is the flyer design, and then we've got that one off made by Sheriff's Dirty. And the thing is, it's like what I like to do is just say to people, give them the briefest of outlines, and then just let them completely make it for themselves. Like you said before, I think the red tape and you honing someone in too much is just completely defeats the whole object of it, doesn't it?
Yeah. You want the artist's input to it, because that is first and foremost what we are. We're an art show, so you want to just say it needs to say this. This is what we do. Go and have fun with it, and just see where it comes up, because it'll naturally become cool because they're a good artist.
Yeah, every artist has their own style.
Yeah, like when Scumbag did the version of it last year.
Yeah,
it was completely different to mine, but you could tell just by looking at it, even if it didn't have the header on it, you could tell it was the same show because it had all the same kind of things on it, just done differently.
Show.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, Sheriff's Dirty. I mean, he went completely against the grain, really, in his design, and his big thing is like kind of like trippy, painty swirls that he hides stuff in. But it's just so cool that, like, a lot of you are using paint, but you get so much out of it in different ways depending on the tool or the paint. You know what I mean? And it's just so cool. It really is. And it's just mad to see all these different representations of the artwork at the show. I mean, that is really the why you should come down and get your tickets and come and check us out, because you wouldn't have thought that a lot of these things exist, or that these things are available to you. And say you want like your bike customizing or something like that, a lot of people don't even know where to start. I mean, I imagine, like, do you try and battle the whole Facebook, Instagram, social media, trying to get yourself out there for commissions and stuff? Do you find it quite difficult, or do you find it comes quite easy?
When I started out, it was all kind of word of mouth. So the whole kind of Instagram, Facebook, being online and social thing has definitely been a really hard step to kind of jump into, because it kind of just all came about really quickly. It was like 1 year everybody was just talking to each other, and the next it's like, no, you've got to be online, and kind of everyone's got to be able to see what you do.
Otherwise you're thrown by the wayside, aren't you?
Yeah. It's been a bit of a battle to kind of just be okay with being online, I think, because especially as an artist, you're kind of in a studio a lot, and you don't really kind of do all the social thing, and you just kind of sat there painting away. I could have just happily sat there and painted away all my life.
Yeah, no, but I mean, part of the reason
internet came along, and it was like, no, everybody needs to see what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, part of the reason is, it's nice to have the privacy. Well, it was nice to have the privacy, but you can't, a lot of elements of your life now you have to open up and show people, because otherwise, I mean, name someone that's really successful in this industry that isn't on Instagram or Facebook.
Banksy.
His stuff's all over the
but he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something to be said for working like that, because it's that air of mystique. It's like with Slipknot and is it Sia who always covers her face? But it's
the balance, isn't it?
You've either got to be full on with it or not do it at all. Because if you're half-assed with it, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But I think it's strange, the whole kind of people feeling like they need to see parts of your life as well. Because to me, it's social media is my artwork. It's all right. You might get a few slice of life things as well if I've done something stupid, or if I'm like, oh look, I've done something to the house or something. But it's all kind of related anyway.
I mean, I know a lot of people that I know. Well, most 95% of people on my Facebook don't really put like real deep personal shit on there.
Yeah,
it's quite like glossy, funny stuff happening.
Yeah,
stuff, you know what I mean. And I think it's better that way. I don't think it's for.
I won't have my kids on. Like my kids are not on my social media.
No, it's fair enough, and that's your choice. I think that's you definitely need to separate it. Because I'll sometimes do like my friends put on a cancer research charity day, and I did a load of cheese biscuits, like cheese zombies, and a pile of them looked a bit like the cheesy version of Train to Busan, and I thought it was quite funny. So I put that on. But it's I'm not going to start showing people my breakfast or something like that. It's about my art. It's why I started the Instagram and well, not Facebook. I suppose that came about before, but the Instagram especially was meant to be a showcase for my artwork.
Yeah.
I kind of have one just personally for artwork, and then keep
your own one separate. That's
I try my hardest to do that.
So
I follow a lot of artists as well. I like to open my news feed and have it like full of like lots of different.
That's the flip side to it, isn't it? You know what I mean? Is the bad, there's the good. Obviously, the networking's great, and it's also nice to sort of be able to like add music to like a picture, say, because it gives it the atmosphere or the vibe that you were thinking about at the time of you creating it. Almost, do you know what I mean? I don't know, maybe.
No, you're right. That's a lot of the music that I put on my posts is what I've listened to that day. Or what I've been listening, maybe some of what I was listening to while painting that piece or something like that.
Well, I think music's a massive inspiration, isn't it? I mean,
I can't paint without actually listening to music.
And what sort of stuff are you into?
Oh, I have a really terrible taste in music.
It's not Westlife, is it?
No, I don't listen to pop. I don't like pop.
Oh, that's right. No, you're all right then.
Literally country music.
Right,
rock,
that's good. Yeah.
Country
indie,
rap.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's all right.
Nothing wrong with that. Bit country.
Nothing wrong with that. If you'd said like Boyzone, Venga Boys,
Right, cut. Right, get out.
Josh would have been like, oh, me too.
It's weird though. Do you find that some music motivates you differently when you're painting, or?
Yeah, and I'll be listening to one song, it'll be a song I really like, but then all of a sudden it's like, I can't paint to this, I need a different song. I have to go searching for like a certain song. So yeah, the other day I was been painting a competition piece, and it's like getting down to like the last little nitty gritty pieces and all the little detail. And I had my music playing in the background, but it just wasn't kind of the right music.
You weren't vibing.
And it just wasn't working. So
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? How much of a, I mean, I imagine we're all music lovers here, aren't we? And it's like, could you imagine a world without it? It really is it's the driving force behind a lot of stuff in life.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
culture, and do you know what I mean? It really is a massive driving force, isn't it? Inspiration.
See, I've caught myself. I went on pinstriping because a lot of the time I've stood up, I've realised I've started dancing, and I'll just
you fucking lines like all over.
Well, I'll pull a line, and a lot of the time I'll step back to have a look at it, and then I'll realise I'm just having a bit of a dance, and oh god, I'm glad I'm not filming it. If I was doing like filming myself doing it, I look like an idiot.
I start singing in people's ears when I'm tattooing them. You don't even realise, and the next thing you're like, oh shit, sorry mate.
Louis Armstrong.
Fucking no, right. Well, it depends what's on. Sometimes I think I start rapping like I think I'm Eminem, and the next thing I'm like hailing Satan. Like if it's a heavy metal song, I'm like.
See, weirdly, I thought that chilled out stuff would be better for pinstriping. I found myself listening to drum and bass, which is entirely seems like the wrong kind of really counterintuitive for it, but it seems to help.
I guess is monotony good, like in music, because it's like a drone to focus to almost. Have you ever tried like the white noise or the brown noise and stuff like that?
I'm not sure I'd be into that. Yeah,
no.
I think that would just like annoy me more. It'd be like a bee buzzing in your ear.
I think it's just something you like. I think it's just something you like. If you want to have a little bop to it while you go in, or kind of. I don't know. It's just it seems.
I mean, when I'm welding, I go for the nastiest, filthiest like metal I can find because it just fits well, doesn't it?
That works, yeah.
You get everything hurts because you're getting covered in sparks all the time and shit.
I deserve this.
Do you know what I mean? I'm just smell like smoke and metal all the time, and it's what I mean.
Yeah, I think it's silence is you can't work to silence. It's like even when you're on your day job, even if it's the radio and
I play music while I eat. I play music all the time. I fucking hate silence.
Yeah,
I mean, I just have to have music on.
a bit of background music.
Plus, I've got
with
that
that.
thing. I think I've got that thing as well. You know, it's when like the sound of people eating drives you up the fucking wall. Like honestly, it angers me so bad. I can't even bear it. Like the sound of people like. Do you know what I mean? So I just put my music on and
It's like you're telling me and Josh your weaknesses.
Yeah, I have to have music on to try and blank out the 20 million voices in my head. I can't sleep in quietness. I can't fucking do it.
Just won't stop.
Yeah.
No, he's in therapy.
She's sat next.
He's doing all right. He's all right. He's on day release. He's all right. He's all right.
You're sat there going, I'm sat next to this fucker.
Oh dear. Well, we did get another band in. We booked a couple of days ago. The Moonshiners.
Oh, cool.
Proper good, like old-fashioned. Well, it's a duo, but proper good old-fashioned rockabilly music. But yeah, we've got a proper good mix coming. And we've even got some we've even got a little bit of metal music coming.
Cool.
But I'm not going to say too much. But there will be a bit of a. I'm going to do a bit of a release on it. But if you are into the rockabilly scene, don't worry. We're not leaving you behind. We've got plenty of rockabilly stuff. But for some of us, for other people, do you know what I mean? We want a bit of rock. We want a bit of, people stuff that people can sing along to. Really is good. When you're all drinking. You all want stuff you can relate to and sing, don't you? Like S Club 7.
Barbie girl.
The thing is, though, I mean, that was a complaint that I heard more than once about when Custom Culture Blast Off was in Lincoln, was the 50s radio station, is that people wanted to hear something different as well.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I love all that kind of stuff, and a lot of people do, but I think you want a mix, because the assumption that people, because we're not a car show, and I think that was probably part of it turning into like a hot rod show in some people's eyes, because it felt like it was trying to fit into that box.
Yeah.
Whereas we're an art show and everyone's into different stuff, the same way we're into different art. So there's always going to be different music. I think again we can all agree we probably don't want an S Club 7 tribute band.
No,
but not all of us. Not all of us agree on that.
You're outnumbered. But yeah, we want a mix of stuff, and later on at night we want something like variety is good, but later on at night we do possibly want something like a Queen tribute band, because everyone's a bit beard up and they all start singing along and everyone knows a song. Like myself, I'm not the biggest Queen fan in the world, but I know all the songs. So when you've had a few beers or a few rums or something,
Bohemian Rhapsody comes on, mate.
Exactly, you're all down there, aren't you? Yeah,
it doesn't matter who you are.
You guys love the Screaming Eagles. They're really good. Not many of you are going to know. You don't know who they are now, but they are really good band, really on point and stuff. It's gonna be.
We want to see a good mix.
I was even talking to Dust about doing like bebop and like a breakdancing, because
that's what he does. Classes of it, doesn't he?
Form of artwork.
I'd like to see. I watch videos about that all the time, to be honest.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And like them boys, like they proper go for it. Like it's a real thing for them. It's their way of life. It's their lifestyle, culture, custom culture. It's a mixing pot for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, if people can come to the show, and even the artists are getting inspiration from the things that are around them, and everyone goes away, packed full of inspiration and good energy off it, then we know we've done our job then, don't we?
Absolutely.
That's one of the things I love about KKBO, and always have loved, is that there's just so much going on. You're not going to just one show. There's about 10, 20 different sections of things going on there. You kind of go to one stall and it's, there's pyrography where they're doing the stuff on the wood, and then you go to another one and there's you've got the pinstripe and then the airbrushing, and then you've got people which have handmade stuff, and it's just all sorts.
Well, Mick does the burning art stuff, and I mean he does the fiberglassing stuff as well, but I think they're moving more into the burning art stuff, and he's amazing at it, really really good at it, the stuff he does, and like massive big nice chunks of wood and stuff. Really interesting. You ever given that a go?
Never given that a go. The first time I'd seen it with actual proper artwork was at KKBO last year.
Right. Oh, last year.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
So,
awesome.
I'd kind of seen people write with it before now, but not
yeah.
pictures.
It's branding, isn't it?
Yeah. I imagine it's like a soldering iron kind of type.
Yeah.
Thing, you know, but they can actually get shading. You know,
Yeah, you can get them now, where you change the power output on for the heat. So obviously, you can start to really get detail by going in a lot lighter and a lot not as hot.
Yeah. What's your favourite thing to airbrush?
For me, it's vehicles. So bikes, cars.
But like what if you could say, so if you had to split it down the middle, you've got your dark stuff, you've got your flames, your skulls, your gothic-y stuff, then you've got your lighter stuff, which is like someone's a picture of someone's dog and it's like a nice scene and stuff like that. If I had to choose for me something I would like to personally airbrush. It's gonna be the dark side.
It is. It's like the unusual stuff. I like to find like the really unusual things. Slightly creepy, but
yeah.
So it's the dog on fire with half its skull exposed.
Yeah, I think we all kind of like going. We all kind of like the creepier side of stuff.
Yeah.
We have the strange and the weird. You know, I think it's nice having like commissions done of like people's dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
Where I think you can have more fun. Like you could probably have more fun painting hell than you could paint in heaven. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think if you're doing a representation of something that already exists, there's no artistic talent in it, but there's no artistic license. Definitely, I mean, you're not going to start changing the way someone's beloved pet looks, are you? Really?
Yeah.
Why has my dog got why has Fluffy got tentacles?
Because Satan said so.
This is 20 million voices. That's what's doing it.
Sniffing petrol as a kid didn't help.
I know you're not even lying about it.
I'm not, mate. 7 years old in my dad's garage. Woo!
We'll send that to Dixon instead of the start of it.
Yeah.
Come on, sponsor us. We're all a bunch of fucking petrol sniffers around here.
It's not cheap now. We're not paying your prices.
We can't afford that.
Oh dear. So yeah, I mean, what have you guys got coming up in terms of events then before KKBO? No, because I mean you've just done your big one and.
Yeah, well, I did that. I've got
Super Nats in it. So, do you go to the Hot Rod Super Nationals?
No.
Right.
Oh yeah, we've got that. Viva Skeg Vegas. Well, to be honest, Custom Culture Blast Off is very nearly the close of my season, so I've got everything I do is before that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I've got Vida Wii Festival, Viva Skeg Vegas, Mod Nats, Mighty Dub Fest.
So is this you guys pretty much like you're on the go now all weekend?
Yeah. Backwards Barn Jam, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Have you been to that one?
Yeah, oh no! Tell me more.
Yeah,
Maybe on a different podcast.
It's a really good bike show. I mean, the fella who runs it, he always looks a bit stressed, but he's all right.
It's my hallmark.
Yeah, I know when not to approach you at Custom Culture Blast Off.
Everyone comes to see me stress the fuck out for a while. You know what I mean?
How's it going? Yeah, so the PA's gone down.
Oh no, let's not relive it.
He's getting the shakes.
That's what fucking nightmares
PTSD.
are
Yeah.
made of. Fucking hell. I can't wait for things to be like nice and smoothly run this time. No, that's going to be.
Yeah, you think that's going to happen? Yeah.
I hope. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, these things come down to getting good people in the right places.
Yeah, we're getting there.
I mean, the mobile monocle doing the bar, that's going to be fucking cool. And it's also nice not having to run a bar because the amount of money that you have to spend in fitting stocking your bar out. And we had a lot of ale last time because at the Barn Jam we sell a lot of ale. But for the custom culture crowd, they weren't really like big ale drinkers, so it's hard to like pin down what to get. It's easier for just someone else to. Plus, it's nice having like on tap lager on a keg. Do you know what I mean? So that, you know, instead of everything being flat because we haven't got the kegs and stuff. Now you know what I mean. You'll be able to get fizz. So yeah, that's going to be cool.
I think kind of farming out work to people who can help is better. Like not taking on. You want to basically be overseeing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, it's a big old show, isn't it?
Yeah, you want to be overseeing groups of people doing the work while you're kind of looking after the whole lot. Yeah. So, with Highway 63 sorting out the marshalling, that's a massive weight off your mind.
Yeah, that's really cool.
The bar is a weight off your mind. So if we keep doing that, then the idea is you're meant to oversee the show. You don't need to be right into every little thing because you ain't got the time.
No. Well,
no one has
tried that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, that was the problem. Wasn't it? I ended up on the stage all day, and I wasn't where I needed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, it's but yeah, Dave's on it. Dave's on it, so
that's it. Yeah, we can get to doing what we need to be doing, rather than kind of having you running around trying to do everything.
Sue's got some mega food stalls as well.
Oh, cool.
You remember? Did you guys have the curry? Did you try the curry place?
No.
It was so good. Honestly, it was so good. Revin Chef's back.
Yeah, I like his food.
Sugar dogs, I think they've got. So it's like a proper like hot dog stand. I think Sue's got a big American style like trailer coming, doing all like normal stuff, and plenty of vegan stuff as well.
Oh, cool.
Revin Chef. I mean, his thing is barbecue, but he does like a lot of vegan stuff as well.
I think a lot of people do now. I think you're starting to lose. Well, you're not starting to lose it. It's pretty much gone. That's that kind of stigma around being vegetarian or vegan. Is that people realise it's just a different way of doing things.
Yeah, we all take it out on people that can't have gluten now instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah, screw those guys. But yeah, I think people are a lot less.
Sorry for your celiacs out there. We don't mean it.
Yeah, people are a lot less kind of confrontational about stuff like that, because there's a lot of people that eat meat now who do have like a vegan Tuesday or something like that, and people are realising it's a different way of doing things.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad.
No, that's it. I mean, there's plenty of stuff out there you can have.
Oh yeah.
I mean, vegan's hard because I'm a cheese man.
Yeah. Well,
I'll put cheese on fucking everything.
That's the main reason I'm not vegan. The vegetarian is about where I've stopped, because
you can't live without cheese, man.
No fried egg butties and no cheese. I don't know what.
That's just a line that you can't cross.
No, I can't do it.
Do you know what I mean?
Vegan cheese is getting better. I'll say that. It's not quite the same, but it is getting better.
Yeah,
but then you can't get kind of Stilton's and really nice cheese in vegan stuff in vegan flavour. So yeah, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Well, I thought cows like being milked. So this is getting way off topic anyway.
Anyway, so this show we put on.
Yeah, so the food's going to be great, and there's going to be tons more art installations around this year. Keep an eye out for. We're going to be releasing some bits and bobs about the entrances, because some of that's changing. Obviously, we're getting closer now, so I can start dropping all this in. But yeah, there'll be a couple of different entrances. So if you're in like a camper van or a living vehicle, it'll be an entrance a little bit before the main entrance to the farm. So keep an eye out. Keep an eye on the Facebook and stuff as well, because. Sometimes you'll see stuff, sometimes you won't. It depends what Mark's up to up there.
Yeah.
Doing whatever he's fucking doing. Depends if we're important that day or not.
I got an update off Facebook saying they'd extended my reach, because I thought my reach was my reach. Yeah. But apparently, because I've done really well and the right amount of videos on, they've extended my reach. So I didn't know you'd reduced it.
Bastards.
Yeah.
I never even knew that was a thing.
No, I didn't.
So they are actually manually turning those down.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's good to know. Cheers, Mark.
Yeah, it seems like when you reach more people, they extend your reach, even though they could just do that so you reach more people. But I think that's how it works. I don't know.
A minute's silence.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Zuckerberg.
I think your best bet is just shout your stuff out your window.
Yeah, I try that. Everyone tells me to shut the fuck up. To be honest, I'm already treading on thin ice doing that fucker on the driveway.
Yeah.
So, I'm accepted round there. I'm accepted. I'm put up with.
So we shouldn't spray paint free candy on the side of it.
Well, but I did do a big pentagram and a 666 underneath it first, and I thought that's over it. We need to sort out this death race idea.
Yeah.
Do it on lawnmowers.
Yeah, so we'll go to our last quick ad break, and then we'll be back, and then we'll wrap up the show. And we'll see you in a moment.
If you're looking to boost the horsepower of your ride, then Black Sheep Customs is the place you need to be, based in Hull. This family-run business has tons of experience in customizing American cars. They specialize in overhauling your engine, making your car faster and more reliable. Whether you have a Mustang, Camaro, or Dodge, they can get you ripping down the strip in no time. So what are you waiting for? Give your car the treatment it deserves and contact Black Sheep Customs today. Call us on 0748-759-1306 and book yourself in now.
If you're a fan of lowbrow art, pinstriping, sign painters, hot rods, motorcycles, tattoos, and more, then you're gonna love this magazine. Just look at this amazing artwork. This is the kind of stuff you'll find in Gnarly Magazine. And not just art, but cool stories and photos of the people, and events that make up the custom culture scene. So if you want to stay connected to the custom culture community, pick up a copy of Gnarly Magazine. Find us on Instagram and Facebook by typing in Gnarly Magazine.
How we doing, everyone? I'm just looking in, boom, out the room. So yeah, how we doing, everyone? And that was an ad from Gnarly Magazine and Black Sheep Customs. I mean, we banged a few together just to like get them knocked through. So yeah, we're going to give it a quick go on the budget biker build off. So Josh has got some time off today.
Yeah, you know you are. Yeah. Yeah, some people have been a bit lazy on sending photos, isn't they? But so I get life.
They're going to get a knock on the door?
Yeah, well, you know, they're going to get fined.
They're going to get fined?
Yeah. It's,
what, they lose a point?
Yeah, a bag of donuts will sort it out.
You can be bought, guys. You can be bought.
Yeah, obviously, you know, people, obviously, life gets in the way and it's show season and that, but there are a couple of people that haven't really sent in some photos.
Yeah, send your stuff in.
Yeah, just send a photo in. Just send a photo in, you know, and
of your bike.
Of your bike. Yeah, not a photo of your dog. We don't want that. But there are.
So where we at with everything then? Where we at with? Because I mean, you've got a vintage chop.
Yeah, vintage chop.
And that thing's looking awesome.
Yeah, that's looking
box section, isn't it?
Yeah, that's coming together well. I mean, obviously Matt was just talking about that off air as well, and it.
So those stationary engines, like, where the gears? They got gears, or do you just engage the engine? Do you just like?
I think you just engage it. I think, yeah. I don't know anything. I'm not even going to pretend to know what I'm on about. So.
I'm really interested to see.
I didn't even know it's petrol powered. I thought it was steam, like, you know, but they are petrol, aren't they?
Like kerosene or something like that.
Yeah, probably. It's a fuel of some sort. It's not.
Oh yeah, because he's made the fuel tank out of a hubcap, hasn't he, or something?
He's done something really
cool.
Yeah,
it's like a side-mounted fuel tank made out of a hubcap. It's really cool, the stuff he's doing. It looks like he's just kind of walking into his garden and going, "Yep," and then just making something out of it.
The whole idea of it, really. Do you know what I mean?
And obviously, like the Dead Deep. I don't think they've sent in any photos yet for this month, unless they did. I'm not sure if they did theirs right at the beginning of the month.
I think there was a post straight after the vintage chop, and it was and it was looking really good.
Yeah, they've done some really cool stuff. And obviously, they extended the frame and like made some Frankenstein mudguard, which looks really cool.
Did you watch Paul's latest video?
I did. Yeah. Paul's flat out. He's loving his YouTube stuff, and he's doing some really cool stuff. And then obviously you got Tractor with the XJ550. He sent in some photos of all stripped down.
I mean, this stuff it's always a lot of prep.
Yeah.
And once you get all your shit together, it doesn't take that long to put it all together, is it? It's like, you know, paint and stuff like that. It's the quickest part of the build, isn't it? Really, like, you know, in terms of it's all the prep leading up to that, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I suppose obviously with it being budget built stuff as well, it's like they're not. You know, realistically, unless you're a painter that's building it, you're limited to what you're going to be able to do yourself. You know, you're not going to have a
baby.
Well, that's it. So but in that respect, that's where the paint job will be quicker.
Yeah.
If you're doing it on a real tight budget, and you know, it's not so much sending it off to like one of you guys to get pinstriped or airbrushed. I mean, obviously, we're not saying that the paint job's going to be shit. There's probably going to be some really good stuff.
Oh, we really good, like that looks.
Yeah.
Things,
Yeah.
I mean, you can get a fairly decent paint job out of the 2K spray can't you?
Well, like you say, it's the prep, isn't it? It's like it's almost like putting the paint on, unless you're airbrushing or something like that. Is the easiest part because you need to do the prep, otherwise it's never going to look good. Yeah. So if you it's taking your time with it.
So did you do a lot of body filling as well?
Not really. I don't like.
You skipped over the shit part.
So were you accident repair or were you actually full cars?
No. It was just like the top coats and things like that, putting the colours on.
The good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Had preppers to do the prep work, but it means now I'm kind of my own person though. I'm doing my own stuff. I've had to kind of learn that stuff as well, so I can do a bit of body work. I'm not amazing at it.
It doesn't take a lot. You just got to keep shit flat, don't you?
Yeah.
So when are the guys bringing the bikes in then? So they're coming on Thursday, Friday, dropping them in on Friday.
That bit we haven't really discussed with them really yet. I mean, obviously I know we've got, so like on the sponsor side of it, obviously we already got Indian Larry Motorcycles. They already sent over the shirts, and I mean they've actually got whoever wins 3 shirts, baseball cap, patches, stickers, and I'm like,
And a bit of
Fucking
cash.
hell, that's really cool. And then obviously we've got Shadowbridge Brewery, which I think they were either kegs of beer or bottles. So I think we got the choice of.
Happy days.
And then obviously last week of July, they're putting together like a little merch type thing.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You know.
So are we going to separate that out for like first, second, third, or does everyone? Is just one person get it all?
I kind of thought that we'd have obviously, because there's a couple of what I would deem pro builders, people that obviously paid to build bikes. So like Lloyd said he was going to come over and be a guest, you know, and obviously Lloyd's like he gets paid commission builds, and then obviously the public as well, wasn't it? We were going to let like the people's choice and and you know, so I think it's a matter of separating. So it'll be a win. For, you know, best of pro build like choice or the people's choice, which to be fair, I think the people's choice is probably more important because it's the pro builders are going to look at stuff on the way they would deem it, and then the people are everyone's going to get.
That's cool. And that's cool, and that's the end of it.
Yeah, and then I think obviously the idea is to get a plaque of some sort, whether it be like laser engraved for each builder, so at least they get that to take home. You know, it'll be.
Well, yeah, because we appreciate the effort. Do you know what I mean? If you even trying to do it, and you know, you're a winner in our books for just manning up and fucking doing it. We really appreciate it. It's cool as fuck.
I think that, like I say, next year is going to be. I mean, already from like the stuff we've learnt this year of like people have obviously read through the rules and like seen where they can pick apart things, which you get it. That's what you do. But I think for next year it could be even bigger. You can now even different categories like vintage chop wouldn't fall into a roadworthiness. Because you're never going to put that on the road.
Yeah.
But now it's like taking that concept of keeping a build realistically affordable. Like he's obviously built it on a budget, which you can see where he's recycled bits. But then the guys that are building them on a budget for the road, so they could fall into different categories for next year.
See, it only really works for bikes, doesn't it? Because you couldn't really like swap this over to a car.
No.
Because, you know what I mean? Like cars aren't budgets.
I mean, you were saying like you had people that you met up with not long ago that said that they'd looking to do it next year. So, you said like, recently.
Tons of people, tons of people going to bike shows and stuff. And to be honest with you, it's already preceding the show, so people are already hearing about it.
Yeah.
But it's, people, it's homegrown competitions. It's people like having an accessible thing. And that's the whole point of it. It's accessible. It's not like it's not £1 million thing.
No.
Thousands of pounds on this and thousands of pounds on that. It's like the whole point of it is to be cheap.
Stopping it getting out of hand. It's like these 30 grand knuckleheads and panheads. Well, you're not getting a knucklehead for 30 grand, but just the engine alone on knuckles 20 plus grand. But your panheads and your shovels, like them engines alone are a £10,000 lump now. Ratchet top 4-speed gearboxes 4 or 5 grand. But the point where I was going with that is, them bikes started off as ex-veterans that had left whatever was left over to them, and they built them on a budget. That's how choppers became what they were, really.
Well,
and it's just progressed. And
that's the ethos of the competition itself. Is that we want to see what people.
We brought it back.
Yeah.
I think that's why Harley's drowning at the moment, because they've completely lost their relatability. Like they're constantly putting out bikes that are like 25 grand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like who's buying this shit?
I think I said to you on the phone, I think my uncle's like 30 grand into a lowrider ST.
It's madness.
It's like a lot of people would have you believe that the classic car scene is dying. It's not, but it's not helped by the fact that you can't pick up cheap projects really anymore, and the bottom has fallen out of the market as far as Volkswagens go, but there's other stuff that is still really, really expensive. So there's a reason people are getting into more recent stuff, because they can afford to buy it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, 80s, 90s stuff, pick it up for fuck off. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, to be honest, that's changing now as well. You're getting to the stage where, because they're rotted so badly, good ones are getting expensive. I mean, there's still bargains around, and different markets seem to be kind of
fluctuating.
Yeah, I mean,
modability has it.
Yeah.
And lots playing it as well, but you could tinker with old stuff. You can't with newer stuff.
Yeah. It's difficult at the moment. I know Volkswagens definitely of the bottoms fully dropped out of the market. You're picking up like split screen van projects now for under 10k. We've seen them for 5k, and it's just ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Old Fords still seem to be expensive.
That's what I was literally about to say. I can't believe I recently saw a Series 2 RS Turbo sell for like 25-30 grand. Like, A Series 1, yeah, because they were like 1985, 86. Like, they were always more expensive. There wasn't as many of the Series 1 RS turbos. But like a Series 2, every Tom, Dick and Harry had one, you know.
But it's not sustainable. I mean,
no.
the bottom will fall out that market at some point and it'll be kind of good. It's bad for people that own them, but it'd be good for the younger generation that perhaps would always have wanted one of those but just can't afford it. And it's maybe some way for them to get into it. Because, I mean, people can't afford this kind of stuff, unfortunately.
No.
Well, it's a luxury, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is, yeah.
It's a luxury.
Any second car is a luxury. Any second bike is a luxury. It's just it's a toy, but
yeah, learn how to do stuff
nice
yourself.
To have. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get your hands dirty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy an absolute piece of crap and get your hands dirty and just have a go. I mean, the worst that's going to happen is it's going to be the same as it was when you started. It's not really going to get any worse.
Well, for every time you patch up a hole, you've added value.
Yeah.
And if you look at it like that, the entire way around, like every little job you do, you add into it, and eventually, you know, a few months down the line, you've got something that's worth thousands more than what you started with.
And you're adding value to yourself as well, because you're building a skill set. It's like each one gets easier and easier because you know what you're doing. The first one is going to look terrible. I mean, the first car I built with a mate of mine was awful. It's when I crashed it, some of the world split apart. It was that bad. But we've learnt from it, and yeah, it was a good place to start.
Yeah, well, that Volkswagen.
Yeah.
Some of the welds.
Oh yeah, I split some of the welds on that because we didn't know what we were doing. We put it on the road, and all right, it drove all right, but yeah, it didn't really survive a crash.
I mean, you didn't die.
No, well, that's
so.
yeah.
That's your scale of fucking sketchy shit.
Yeah.
Did you die?
What are you complaining about?
Weirdly, I've got a reminder on the steering cowl of the caddy that just says "Don't die." Just in case.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to start somewhere, and you're only going to get better. You're never going to get worse if you try something. You're only ever going to get better.
Yeah, that's it. I think people always want that miracle where they can just instantly do stuff, can't they? Don't they? And it doesn't work like that.
No, unfortunately, that means giving a blank check to a builder and probably waiting for a year.
Yeah.
If not longer.
Do that for me.
Yeah.
And the downside to social media and TV is that people think it literally is that easy.
Oh, it is with cars. I mean, I watched a YouTube video recently. It was Brian Scotto and Vin from Hoonigan. It used to be on Hoonigan, talking about how social media has ruined the car culture because exactly that reason. Because you're seeing people that are absolutely the top of the game making these things look easy, and people honestly think they can do it themselves, and you can't. You can do something like that, but you're never going to be.
It's a long road.
It's a long road to get to that level.
And there's always editing out, even when you're kind of good at what you do as well. You
of
still
course
always
there is,
make mistakes, and you still kind of. It's knowing how to kind of fix them up.
Yeah. If someone puts like a Hellcat engine in, I don't know, a sedan delivery like Jake's, and there's always going to be that thing of, oh, this doesn't fit, that doesn't fit. We've got to special order that. We've got to make that especially.
Yeah.
They're just showing you there it is without the engine, there it is running.
Yeah,
it's not that simple.
It's that simple.
Oh man, can you imagine that?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty fucking cool, wouldn't it? That'd be pretty scary.
It would be, yeah. But I think if we did a video of it, you need to throw a chair, I need to shout that we're going to lose the shop. Josh needs to be crying and rocking in the corner. Like,
I'm already doing that anyway.
When we come to paint it and stuff, like we said, we'll do a bit of a video series on it or whatever, and
definitely, yeah. We'll set aside, if we can do like set aside a weekend, and I'll kind of come here both days, or come here on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. We'll figure something out, and we'll just
then Craig,
we'll have at it
from Welcome, sort us out some.
While we're on the so Dixon, we want sponsoring, and also Welcome. We can,
Yeah. Look at that. You can't turn that down.
One of those carbon fibre spray guns would be pretty cool.
Yeah. You know,
just saying.
If you give one to Matt Armstrong, we can have one. If Matt Armstrong gets one, so do we.
Well, we're basically on par.
Yeah, same level.
No.
Oh dear. Well, it's been awesome, guys. Thank you for coming. Love. Thank you for driving 4 hours down here, or whatever it was. and yeah. So, where can people find you? Like the next couple of weekends time.
Well, I'm over at the National Paint Championships in Birmingham. So anyone who's into like paint spraying and stuff, they'll see my bonnets competition entries there.
Awesome.
And then I'm over in Germany just before KKBO. I think that's August, and then KKBO.
See if you can smuggle some back with you. No, hopefully, I mean, it'd be cool to link up the custom cultures at some point.
Yeah. I do keep mentioning it every time I go over to Germany, so it'd be great to kind of get the artists from mainland Europe to...
I love them. I met a load of German bikers like last weekend, and like they're just so huggy. Big and shit, and they're happy. Do you know what I mean? It's like I like it. I like the energy there. You know what I mean?
We're road tripping the Chevy across there, are we?
Oh yeah, we could do. Jesus.
3 idiots in a van.
Well, it's not 3. It's just not 3 with his multiple personalities.
They're setting up a GoFundMe. Pay for the fuel.
I'll be needing to fucking go help me by the end of it.
Fucking love it.
What about you, dude? Where can people find you the next couple of weekends?
It's a couple of weeks. I'll be up at Alnwick at Mighty Dub Fest. End of the month I'm at the Mod Nats or the Hot Rod Supermats. The custom car show, Lincoln Showground.
Yeah, and that's one for checking out, isn't it?
I love that show. Yeah, fantastic
and it's
show.
At the Lincolnshire Showground, end of June, isn't it?
Yeah.
Towards the end of June.
Yeah, end of next month, so that is actually the last weekend, I think. It's mad mix of stuff. I mean, you will not fail to find something you like there.
Yeah.
Whether you're into classics, hot rods, trucks, vans, drift cars, it's all there.
And then we're a couple of months after.
Yep.
About 10 minutes up the road.
Yeah,
so
that is the best show of the year, obviously.
Of course, yeah. But we're not far away from there, so if you can get yourself down to there, we're only 10 minutes away. So
yeah, come see me for some flyers. I'll have flyers there, and
so will Sue and Mick.
Yes.
Sue will be going out there and getting all the traders booked in and stuff. So I mean, I think all the outside trade's completely full. She actually said to me like, don't book any more outside trading. So that's the outside completely rammed.
That's pretty good, that.
Just looking for some indoor traders. So if you're interested in trading, then let us know. Or if you're an individual artist and you fancy just having a table and seeing what you can do, you got to take that leap at some point if that's something you're interested in, don't you?
Yeah, or any pinstripers. It doesn't matter how good you think you are or how good you think you're not. Come up, the panel jam is for everyone of all skill levels. So if you want to come on the panel jam, it's basically you turn up, there'll be a table set up, we'll have some paint, we'll have thinners, just bring your favourite brush and come and throw down with us.
It's the same for the airbrushing as well. I think people get scared thinking, I'm just starting out or I can't go hang out with the artists which have been doing this quite a while. But yeah, everyone's welcome. Yeah,
we're all friendly. It's like we all want to pass on this knowledge, don't we? So it's it doesn't matter how good you think you might be. You're having a go, so you're already doing well.
Yeah, definitely. It's like you can't knock a fat person at the gym, can you?
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? And yeah. So where can everyone find you on your social medias?
Social medias, Beck's Airbrushing. That brings me
and
up.
That'll bring you up.
Yeah.
So yeah, for any sort, if you've got a bike or a car, you need some work doing, and because I know you guys with the pinstriping, like you pass it to each other depending on the region.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys do that. Like if someone says, "Oh, I want this," but I'm from Scotland, and an artist in Scotland, do you sort of pass it about?
Yeah, and styles as well. If somebody's got a style which doesn't quite fit what I'm doing, I'll say, "Well, go try this artist. They're kind of more fitting for you." So
yeah. So even if they just message you to find out more, it's all good.
We'll know someone who can.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want some custom stuff doing for this season, then yeah, get in touch, and one of us will lead you out to the place you're going to get your stuff done.
Yeah.
If it's custom, we know the person, don't we? So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Between us, we'll figure it out for you.
And what's your socials, dude?
Yeah.
I'm leaving this here.
Are you back in the room? Are you still stewing about someone stealing your name?
My name is Jeff.
I can't wait to look at that and see your eyes completely glazed. That.
Because I was just thinking about the show and shine. It was in my head about people, if anyone's still wanting to come and show their car and bike. So my head was on that.
Was you there in real life? In your own
I was somewhere, mate.
Was he astrally projected?
I don't even know. I'm so sorry. Don't judge me.
I'm totally leaving this in, man. Totally leaving it in.
So where can we find you on social media?
You can find me in my shed, rocking.
Standing in the corner like the end of Blair Witch Project.
Yeah. 666 Customs, I think.
You still look confused.
Fuck it, mate. I'm really not in a good place right now. I haven't even done anything either. I'm so sorry.
And what about you, Matt?
Instagram danger_sign, Facebook danger sign 13.
Good place. Oh, dude, you kill me.
and you are?
E_custom culture blast off. I'm gonna have to leave all this in now anyway. It's too much to edit. I can't. No, he's all right, guys. He's all right. Honest. Don't leave loads of comments. That's what he's all right.
It's a good snapshot of how it always goes. It's just sometimes he edits it out to make us look professional.
Yeah, this is Josh on a good day. Fucking hell.
Oh dear. And on that note, we'll catch you guys on episode 10, and if it all works out right, that's hopefully going to be a live one.
Oh yes. And remember, if you can like the video, subscribe, tell everyone. There's bonus points if you can show evidence of you signing up a friend subscription for the podcast. We want to see photographic evidence. We might send you a few stickers or something like that. But yeah, friends and family. It doesn't matter if they don't particularly like it. Just sign them up because it helps.
Yeah, that's it. Force them.
And it's free, so it helps us. And please comment. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, awesome. Right, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.